actually.
Oh.
That's a funny thing. I was born without the ability to sneeze.
No sneeze hole.
Sneezed like 7 times in a row the other day.
I have no sneeze gland.
It's not there.
He sneezed so many times yesterday, I stopped blessing him.
It was like
Cursing him.
It was like 6
times in a row.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
After the 4th one, I looked at him, I was like, I'm done.
I'm not saying it
I'm not
anymore.
saying it anymore.
Get it under control. You get 3.
Big facts.
It's a kind of rule of thumb.
Go see a
too.
doctor.
You get 3 sneezes and then lock it up, dude.
Let's lock it up.
Fuck it.
I don't care if you got allergies, lock that shit up.
Fuck it.
When it's bright, I sneeze twice.
Same.
They say if you look at the sun,
Yeah.
it'll help you sneeze. My
It
dad
works.
always used to tell me that.
Any bright light,
I wonder why that is.
it like
Triggers
messes, your eyes are really close to your nasal glands.
Yeah, it
and
must be
stuff.
connected to your sinuses and stuff. That's why you cry when you sneeze and stuff. I
I
guess.
said when you get maced, your nose runs.
Yeah.
No, really.
Well, because the water, like when you cry and stuff, of course, because like you have those ducts
Yeah.
that just.
Also, fun fact, did you know every time you sneeze, you have 1/8 of an orgasm?
Nice.
You know, I've heard that since like 3rd grade.
Next time you sneeze, grab your nipples. Watch how hard they get. Not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
Well, your nipples get hard any time you grab them.
I
Well,
probably
no,
don't.
just sneeze and then go and just feel the.
Ka-chi-ha! Oh, sorry.
Yes, just like that. Actually, that's
Sorry,
exactly
guys.
how you do it.
I'm not.
Everybody's looking at you after you sneeze, and you're sitting there like, sorry.
Didn't mean to do that.
All right.
I think I should.
Wait, are we live?
We are live.
Oops.
I think I should a
Okay,
little.
how long have we been?
I said we were live.
I didn't even hear you. All right.
Yeah.
You either.
This is Velocity Movies in Review. Thanks for tuning in to Hard Nipples and Sneezes, man.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Kyle Leonard. Not every single week, but occasionally we'll come in here and talk about a franchise of movies, then review and rank those movies.
We'll do better from now on. I swear to God.
If we get busy and stuff, it's, like I said, it's a hobby.
We come in
So,
here.
life happens, you know.
4 people on different schedules. It happens.
Right now we're doing Harry Potter. We just finished Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban last episode. So naturally, today we're doing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, also known as Harry Potter and the Death of My Boy.
You're just gonna go right out
In
of the
other
gate with that
countries.
bullshit, aren't you?
Dude, last week I could not stop talking about sucking the souls out of somebody as their eyes roll back. And they're just like,
Oh
oh.
my God.
Tell you what, a sneeze is 1/8 of a Dementor sucking your soul out, that's for sure.
So
Oh,
He's
boy.
sucking him soul!
Here we go again.
This movie was released on November 6th, 2005, the same year as critically acclaimed masterpiece, Waiting.
we were watching that today.
We watched that today, and I looked up what year it came out, and I was like, this was the same year as Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Interesting.
What a year, 2005.
So my favorite Harry Potter movie and me falling in love with Ryan Reynolds happened in the same year.
Nice.
Oh,
It did.
how nice.
Yeah. And I was 13.
I hope you guys are doing
First
well.
boy crush.
I think it's everybody's first and last boy crush.
Yeah.
So
He'll always be my boy crush.
this movie had a budget of $150 million and had a box office return of $896.5 million.
Jesus.
That's a very low budget.
I was gonna say
Very, very low
A couple of them cracked $1 billion, didn't they? Didn't 2 and 3 crack $1 billion?
Later on, they'll crack $1 billion.
Oh, okay.
Like, they haven't yet.
I thought the
But
second or third
as
one.
we
did.
get into 6 and up, I think they start getting
Dude, there's like basement thriller movies with higher budgets than that.
Yeah, they
They
really
made,
are.
They made a whole damn Harry Potter movie. Okay.
A whole Harry Potter movie. Can you believe that?
And the best one, in my opinion.
We get it.
Whatevs.
This movie was directed by Mike Newell, who directed other famous movies such as Donnie Brasco, Mona Lisa Smile, The Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, with Jake Gyllenhaal,
Ugh.
and 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Gyllenhaal.
You don't like
Not
Jake
even
Gyllenhaal?
one birthday?
You're not a Jake Gyllenhaal guy?
I'm not him and as the Prince of Persia guy.
4 weddings and a What is that?
It's a movie.
Yeah.
The movie's called 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I think it's Vince Vaughn, right?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I want to say Vince Vaughn.
Is it funny?
It's a comedy.
It's like a comedy.
It's like a sad romantic comedy type thing.
And the next one's like 3 weddings, 2 birthdays?
The sequel.
Oh, it's Hugh Grant. Sorry. Same thing.
Oh,
Same thing.
same guy.
Same guy. All right. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Tanner, what do you think about this movie?
It's the best movie of all time. Okay, not the best movie of all time. But it's my favorite Harry Potter movie.
Okay, why?
I mean, okay.
So the Triwizard Tournament itself makes it like stand out from all the other ones to me. It's my like favorite thing in a movie is the Triwizard Tournament.
Just a sporting event. That's just what stands out.
3 different
Like
tasks.
there's Quidditch in mostly all of these, dude.
Quidditch is trash.
And fucking the one thing I noticed is that like they really do not give a shit about these fucking students' safety.
No.
Like they're
No.
just like,
No.
Yeah, I was
well,
saying
if
that
you
in the
die,
first.
If he dies, he dies.
I was
I feel
saying that in
like-
the first. Even, dude, it just keeps getting worse and worse. It is
well,
amazing.
the fucking Triwizard Tournament though, they are like fucking dragons and shit like
Okay.
that. Like those things.
All I'm saying is,
mean.
after year 2, when Harry fought a basilisk, year 3 they should have been like, maybe we should get this dude a fucking bodyguard just to
Yeah.
go around him for a while.
Well, yeah.
Or in the third one, hey, there's a guy that broke out of prison. He's trying to kill you. Maybe then he deserved like a bodyguard or something. But no, we're just letting this dude run around and do whatever he wants.
They have a
This
good
was
fucking lawyer. I can tell you that.
because of this year in Hogwarts. This was the last time that the Triwizard Cup was sanctioned. So
Oh wow.
It's like Olympics gone bad.
because of obviously for
Because
obvious reasons, this one went a little south.
Well, I mean, they had said people had died in it before, but this one was like bad.
All we did was put a dragon on a chain.
Yeah, he was on a chain. He was fine until it broke.
Yeah.
We didn't think of that.
Considering the damage done to the school by the dragon. He was
did.
fucking shit
Dude,
up.
he
Yeah.
fucked up that bridge.
Yeah, the bridge was fucked.
That dragon was actually pretty chill because he could have killed like everybody.
Everybody, dude.
If
well,
he really.
okay, yeah, and Harry was trying to steal its egg, you know.
No,
like-
Dumbledore would have done some gangster shit, but I guess he wanted to let Harry handle it, right?
I don't know. What's the one from the third one, right? With the storm, when he's like falling in the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dumbledore hits the spell as soon as he hits the ground. Boom!
Yeah.
I think he's a little old.
He's old. He's
Yeah.
not as quick on the draw as he used to be.
Oh, no, never mind.
He's good.
Never mind.
He's good.
He's
We got
great.
the best doctors in the world. Jordan, what do you think about this one?
It's pretty cool. I didn't know the budget was that low, to be honest. I had no
It
clue.
looks really good.
I really
it
don't.
does.
That dragon's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Dragons and fire and moving mages.
Like, just
all
crazy
kinds of
hair. Harry Potter really putting his title in this one, dude.
This is
For
the longest
real.
his hair is in all
Yeah,
of
for
movies.
real.
Yep. This is the longest his hair is.
We should have done like a ranking of his haircuts.
Oh
because,
man,
boy,
we
this
still
would be-
can. We still can.
He
Boy, this
is
would be
Harry
last.
Potter.
Dude, this is last, but
This has got to be
right,
last.
right before last is the first one. We had the freaking
Ron
bowl
is
cut.
definitely going through some sort of crisis in this one in his head.
Yeah.
He is a little crybaby bitch
Oh,
and mad.
God.
Oh, this is.
Oh.
I've said this in last episodes. This is my least favorite Ron in this movie right here.
He had a
He's a
bone
little
to pick.
weasel.
Dude.
That
Oh, he
fucking
was being
Weasley.
Weasley, man.
He's a little baby.
Little baby bitch.
Michaela, what do you think about this one?
I like this one. I remember seeing this one in theaters. Well, I remember seeing most of them in theaters. Actually.
I saw them all in theaters, but I didn't remember seeing them until probably this one.
Yeah, that I would. Yeah, that.
Like,
that's
I think I mentioned this in
probably
episode 2. Like the first 4 books came out like all together,
How old were we?
and then 5, 6, 7 all came out
2005?
later.
2005. I was in 6th grade
Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. No wonder why we don't remember them.
or
I was gonna
5th
say
grade.
we were,
No,
what, 11 or
6th
12?
grade.
See, the first one came out in 2000, right?
Yes.
So I was
2001.
8 when that one came out.
Yeah, like, I was 6.
So we were young. Pretty young. I remember I was old enough to see the movie in theaters, and then when we bought it on DVD, the first one, Sorcerer Stone, compulsively watch it
Yeah.
over and over to the point where
You're-
you're like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine
And by the
what
time they ended, you rewatch the first again, and you're like, holy shit. These are children.
These are children.
I thought they were like adults when I watched this the first time.
oh man. No, yeah, I really like this movie. I'll have to, as we go through it, just kind of think of my position on it. But certainly, as far as like effects and stuff go, it's like you said, for $150 million budget to have a dragon that looks, real for all intents and purposes, and then even the little ones in their hands that look real.
Yeah.
Oh,
And stuff.
Yeah, that I would
Chinese
have
fireball.
pocketed that
Dude,
actually.
some mini little
All of
dragon.
it.
Yeah.
When you watch
Guys,
some
do we get
movies...
to keep these? Like,
When you watch some movies of that era, part of what you remember is the bad CGI, almost as like something nostalgic. That doesn't have the CGI you don't even think about because they did it so well.
Yeah.
After
Well
you
said.
saw it, you were never like, oh, well, that was a little jank, but
Yeah,
it was cool.
I don't know.
Anything
the
after the
mermaids-
first one. Anything after the first one to me.
The
Like,
mermaids were a little.
well, they weren't. They didn't look like what you think of as mermaids.
They're a
So I
little
think that's why
creepy.
they're weird.
Well, still the sirens or whatever the fucking.
I mean, I agree. They don't look.
Wait.
Water is
So-
the most difficult part of CGI, other than
Yeah.
like cloud particles.
There's so many moving parts, yeah. Because each hair follicle has to move and then
Return.
close.
Well, it's the way they designed their faces, in my opinion.
I didn't think about this, Michaela, but guess what this week is? Return of the Fish Pussy.
What?
Oh, damn!
You're
Oh shit!
I
You-
don't know what you guys are talking
You're
about.
standing out here screaming last week about how me and Michaela are going off on sucking souls, and now
Yeah.
you're the one that brings up fish
Oh.
pussy?
Fish Pussy was.
Return of the
And-
Fish Pussy.
So
He
since
looks at me.
since
He
you were
looks at me
here-
after the last episode. And he's like, "Me and Jordan were the adults in the last episode. We were just ready to
We
leave
were.
when you were talking
Okay,
about
all
sucking
right.
souls."
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I will
we-
be the child every week. I
And we,
swear.
Yeah.
and we weren't
We
even
know.
going to bring up fish pussy until you just brought it
I
up.
had to bring it
So
up. I had to bring it up. It's the Return of the Fish Pussy. So you weren't here, but in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, there was mermaids. And
Oh, boy.
And we talked about Fish Pussy for about half an hour.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
we
Something's fishy.
occasionally we go off on a few tangents
Yeah.
around here.
We've been known to do that.
Every once in a while.
Let's get into the plot here, huh?
Yeah.
So this is the first movie where it opens, where we get a Harry opening. You know what I mean? When it focuses on somebody that isn't Harry, because obviously in the first one we get him as a baby and such.
Mm-hmm.
This one opens up where Harry's having a nightmare. He's slithering about up these stairs in this house in the middle of nowhere. There's a caretaker walking up the stairs, opening the door in this creepy old house. We see Peter Pettigrew there, and there's a little like raspy voice that we don't get to see.
Fucking voices again.
He says we need Harry Potter. We can't just kill him. I'm gonna need him for something. And then we notice the caretaker, so they're just like, "Hey, I'll get him. Don't worry." And Voldemort's like, "Nah, dog. I want my little baby self to do it." So he Vaticanavers him, and Harry wakes up. It's horrible.
Oh, I thought the snake. Like,
Nope.
No step.
Yeah, he Vaticanavers him because he does
Oh.
the snake.
There's another point in time where we get a snake attack.
what
Yeah,
is
I know what
okay.
you're talking about. It's fifth, right?
We call that a snack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
another
yeah,
dream.
yeah.
Another snake.
Okay. Also, what is his snake's name again?
Nagini.
I always want to say linguini because she's like a noodle.
She pops up.
Linguini.
You're not far off.
Fun fact: she pops up in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them as a human.
I think you mentioned it in the first one. When he falls through the glass, his cousin does in the first one. That's
Yeah.
That's
Nagini.
Nagini.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
And
Voldemort's
she
snake.
also in the prequels with Johnny Depp. She's a human in that one. It's the same person.
Is she Nordy?
Assumingly, we're gonna figure out why she ends up as a snake, but
Oh, so she's Nordy.
Oh, so she's like Peter Pettigrew. She's an animagus.
well, yeah, but she's constantly a snake and never turns back. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's some sort of curse that like took away her ability to
Gotcha.
shift back, but we'll see.
We gonna learn.
Maybe. Or
maybe
maybe she just chose
cool.
to be a snake the whole time.
Maybe it's pretty badass.
She's like, this is pretty cool.
No rent.
Peter Pettigrew was a
that's-
snake for like 20 years, dude.
My question
Or a
is,
rat.
if she could change back, did Voldemort fuck her?
Hit it, dude.
Must have been pretty lonely for him.
Are you
for a
talking
little
about
bit there.
fucking a snake?
I'm trying to
Well,
like.
If the
She's-
snake could turn back into a
That's
female,
the
If
weirdest
she
pocket
can,
pussy I've ever heard of.
Okay, but he's like half Snake Man though when he comes back.
Yeah, he ain't
So
got no
does he have a
nose.
little snake wiener? Maybe she
Snakes
has
have
to be a
wieners?
snake.
what is this? What?
Okay.
We're not going to get into snake.
I'm not that
I won't.
guy.
All
I
right.
know
Anyway, continuing.
It's also noted that there's a third man in this room. We don't know who it is yet, but he is played by the charming David Tennant
Punk ass.
from Doctor Who. Anyone who watched Doctor Who?
Who?
And
Who?
Jessica
Jones?
Jessica Jones also.
Yeah, Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
but
that's why.
it.
That's why I hate him. It's Jessica Jones.
He's a bad guy in there too.
Yeah.
He's a good guy in
Oh.
Doctor Who though.
Yeah.
Harry basically meets up with the Weasleys to head to the Quidditch World Cup again. This is where we're walking through the woods, and then we come up on a dude. He comes out of nowhere. We're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah blah blah.
And then a super hot dude falls out of a tree.
Jumps out of a tree. What's it?
He jumps out of the tree and stands up, and was like, "Oh snap!" And then
First of all,
Hermione and what's the sister's name?
Ginny.
Look at each other and they're like, "Damn."
Dude, this is Cedric Diggory, played by Robert Pattinson. But to do this, he like saw him coming and he was like, "Dad, fucking hold up, dude. This is gonna be awesome."
Get ready.
And he like climbed this fucking tree in front of his dad. And he's like,
This is gonna be sick.
Yo, those girls over there, watch this.
Girls love dudes that fall out of stuff.
because when I see cute girls, you know what I always think? Man, if I climbed a fucking tree right now, they'd be so turned on.
Oh.
Pinnacle of manhood.
Sorry, I thought I must have fallen for you.
That's
Get
good.
the fuck
That's
out
good.
Of here. Go.
It reminds me, and I know we're not talking about Transformers, but it reminds me about the first Transformers movie when he like walks up to talk to Megan Fox, and like the bully comes up and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And then his friend just starts climbing the tree, like in flip flops,
Yeah.
like for no reason. And he's like, "Dude, get down from the fucking tree." And he's like, "We're here to climb this tree." Like, oh, dude, banger.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's exactly like that.
Detectives would have no clue.
The footprint stopped here. Where did he go?
Where'd Cedric go?
That's you should tell that's his boy also.
That is, yep. As we know, Amos Dickory is the older gentleman, and then Cedric Dickory, who drops out of the
I feel
tree.
like you're
is his
saying
son.
Dickory on purpose, and it's Diggory.
Dickory.
So he falls into the movie.
So he just tumbles right
They
in.
drop him in.
Ha!
He drops in. There we
Dropped
go.
him
That's
right
where
in.
we'll leave it. Cedric drops in.
I'm with it. We're introduced to the concept of port keys. Next, we find a little boot on a corner, and we're like, "Hey, this is a port key. It's going to transport us somewhere. Harry, make sure you grab on." Spins him up and drops him in the Quidditch World Cup, where Ireland is playing Bulgaria. And everything seems to be cool. We're watching some Quidditch, man.
That teleportation scene, though, everything did not seem to be cool
Yeah.
at first.
Like
Adam-
six of them
Adam
just face
close,
plant,
dude.
and then
Holy
the other two
shit.
are fucking Mary Poppinsing
Yeah.
the fucking air.
Yeah. Moon dancing out of
Yeah.
the sky, and the other people are just falling.
Feel a face plant and getting hurt, and then you see these guys.
I mean, they all seem fine when they get to the Quidditch match. You know,
Yeah.
what's a little bit of
And then we
a
get to
little bit
see-
of concussed.
Before the match starts, we get to see Draco do a little bit of gloating, like a little punk bitch he is.
Yeah, they get like VIP seats or whatever,
Yeah.
don't they?
In the minister's box.
Yes,
If
sir.
you like watching kids get beat up,
Because
Harry
one of
Potter
these
is
movies, if
where it's
Draco
at.
doesn't pop up like right at the beginning to be an asshole, and then like in the middle to be an asshole, and then at the end to be an asshole.
But then he gets his just desserts in the end, always.
Mm-hmm.
At
There's
some
a formula I'm seeing to these movies. So
There really is.
that's all I'm saying. It doesn't last long though. We're enjoying the Quidditch game before the Quidditch game is over, and then Death Eaters attack the camp, and start carrying everything up. We're all like, "We gotta get back to the port key."
Fun fact before that, they never tell us how the game ends, but in the book, the Irish are up like 250 to nothing.
Right.
And Crumb,
Victor Crumb.
he catches the
I'm
snitch.
gonna crumb.
He catches the snitch even though it means they're going to lose the game. Because you get 150
he
points
just-
for catching the snitch. He
it's-
catches it even though it means his team's going to lose.
It's basically he just wanted to end the misery.
Yeah,
Did
because
it
they
for
were
the
losing so
fans.
bad.
I'd still rather watch him chase that than
Also,
just somebody win by
I
default.
really love the the tents, like the when the tent scene, like where they walk into the tent. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
It's
it's
huge.
The first we got of that.
I
yeah.
fucking
Oh, and then he
wish.
fires off the cannon in there, and like the whole tent rocks
So
back
that-
and forth because
so
he's
this-
on the post.
So this joke that they have in this movie where
running
Finch, the running joke where Finch just lights off the cannon early is like my favorite running gag in this movie. Where they're like, remember when the cannon fires, BAM!
Boom!
And then Dumbledore every time he's just like
Bruh.
after the third, like the last one, he's just like
That's a good one though, because he's up there with it, like hanging onto the pole, and he almost like flies off.
Dude, it's my favorite running joke in this whole movie. Remember when the cannon sound? And Filch is just like, whoops. Yeah, so Death Eaters attack. Everybody kind of bails for the port key again, but everybody gets separated. Harry sees one of the mysterious third guy from his dream, David Tennant. alone when he signals the dark mark in the sky, which is basically like a skull and then a snake wrapped around into like a little figure 8 shape.
That was pretty creepy.
Yeah,
It was.
yep.
It was pretty creepy.
And the dark mark is used to summon all the Death Eaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, like even if you've always been a Death Eater, you can always feel it when the dark mark is summoned.
It fills in. So like your tattoo's like empty, and then when they call it, it fills, all the ink fills it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's metal.
It's super metal.
I wonder what that feels like.
You can imagine it hurts every time.
Like getting a tattoo over and over.
I imagine you could make the spell to where it didn't hurt, but I imagine Voldemort was like, nah, make it hurt.
Because he's a freak like that.
Yeah,
so-
make it hurt.
Make it hurt.
Yeah.
If it ain't rough, I can do without it.
And you know what's her name? Bellatrix. I bet Bellatrix doesn't have it on her arm, but she's got a full back piece of it. Because she's a freak like
Blacked out nipples.
that. Oh, wait, what?
It connects from one nipple to the other,
Ow!
Yeah.
like on the fleshy breasticle is where the tattoo is.
She,
On the
Not-
fleshy
Not
breast.
in between, but
Yeah.
like on the flesh.
she knows right away
Ooh.
when she's being
Somebody's
summoned.
sewing that dark mark right now.
And let me tell you, every time the nipples get hard, dude.
Every time.
I was paying attention, according to him.
Even with the sneeze. What? Keep going.
Fast forward to Hogwarts here. The crew enters the Great Hall, and then the skies kind of start going crazy. And then we get introduced to Alistair Mad-Eye Moody, who comes in and basically calms the storm in kind of the same fashion that we just saw from that mysterious guy of the...
The storm created by...
who knows? I mean, it
I love
was probably just a
I
coincidence.
love how you know that like that happens when somebody like bad walks into the Great Hall, but he looks at Dumbledore and he goes, "I always hated that ceiling."
Here, Dumbledore pretty much lays it all out. He's like, hey, every year they do this fun little tournament, the Triwizard Cup. This year, Hogwarts is going to host this bad boy. And the schools that are participating are as follows. It's Durmstrang from Bulgaria, and I don't remember the French one.
Gosh, I know this too. Beauxbatons.
The Beauxbatons, yeah.
Girlies.
These are not exclusive gendered schools. These are both co-ed schools.
Really?
The ones with
Yep.
the condom hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I love how
It took me a second.
he goes, I was watching them walk. You know how I love it when they walk, and he's talking about the girls.
It was weird too because the camera's just like zoomed in on their asses like the whole time they're walking, and
Yeah,
then
like they're not 14.
pans out from their asses.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell,
It's
Henry.
like, we get it. You could just have them skip past. Like we don't need that.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, like as I was saying, all of the men that walk in from Durmstrang are men, but it is still a co-ed school, and the same is for the other school. They're both co-ed schools, even though it does look like they're all girls and all boys schools.
Girls in the Russian
That-
place
I
are
did
probably
not know
not
that. I
legally
was just-
I
allowed.
didn't know that
I
either.
don't even want to see that. I don't want to see what those Russian chicks look like. Thank God.
Russian
they
dudes?
I was actually very convinced that like Victor Crumb was like from like an all boys school, and then the fucking
Yeah, no, I 100% same page. I thought they were all boys and all girls.
The
schools.
Russian chicks are probably not legally allowed to be educated.
Yeah.
We fight bear.
We fight bear, you cook food. Very simple.
Yeah, so they come dancing in, both of them. They're just like, bloody hell, that's Victor Crumb, man. Look at him. You can.
He's crumbing.
Yeah, he's
Look at the
crumbing.
crumb.
He's crumbing all over us, dude. Look at him.
He crumbs right down the middle of the hall.
Oh man,
Everyone's watching.
when he's crumbing, he's aiming for the eyes, man. Eyes on me, I'm crumbing.
I want to go home.
This man's crumbing over here, everybody.
He doesn't say spells instead of Expelliarmus. He just says crumb shot.
He thinks the spell, but just says the same words every time.
Crumb shot.
So they fucking breakdance and twerk down the main hall with the
Yeah.
little fireworks too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They're
putting on
fire.
a fucking
The
show.
The doors open, dude, and you hear it, dude. Open up the safe. Bitches got a lot to say. And then the girls go.
Yeah, you think you have your asses? We have a firework. Watch this. I do a kickflip. Shoot the rocket. Fuck you.
the giant girl from the girl school also kind of gets Hagrid's attention too, and he's like, "Oh,
Kinda.
God," kind of fixes his collar.
He
a
goes,
little bit.
I'm half giant. What's up?
He's like, hey, what's up, big lady?" He can grab her butt later.
Yeah,
too.
he does.
Oh my God.
He slides her hand out and she pulls it back up.
Cue the Resident Evil memes.
Oh man.
Oh, it's so funny. Dumbledore essentially lays it out here. Nobody under 17 is allowed to compete because these are very dangerous. So that's the rule set we've agreed on. One.
Barty Crouch announces that because they booed the fuck out of him.
Who also looks like Hitler, may I add.
He really does.
Yeah, he does. So Barty Crouch Senior. It's worth noting that Senior is at the end of his name.
Because there is a junior somewhere.
Because there is a junior. We don't know where he's at now. He basically lays it out. 17-year-olds and older are allowed to participate. One from each school will be selected. If you feel you're brave enough, you may put your name in, but you're not going to be able to if you're an under 17. The protection spell is just too strong. Mm-hmm. So basically, everybody's like, "That's whack, dude." Yeah. Like, all the kids are real upset that you can't.
Yes, it's whack.
17 and up.
First year's about to learn their first spells, and they're just like, "What?
What is
whack,
happening?
dude?
What
What
Trash.
is happening?
Trash,
dude?
dog."
I wonder if they can drink when they're 21.
I want to see. Can somebody watching, like, or one of you guys, can we write a series of books that are just like Dan Smith, like first year Hogwarts, but like make a series of books of just him, like Dan Smith, and the potions homework that got lost.
Oh.
And it's just a book of him, like,
Completely
he spent all this time
average Hogwarts
studying
guy.
and he did his homework and he's like, "Snape's gonna be so proud of me, dude," and then he loses it.
Just
And now he's
so-
got to go on an adventure to find where it went, and it's just...
I know you said that, like, because of that tournament, they didn't do Triwizard tournaments anymore, but I would love a book about all the other schools going to, like, the Durmstrang Academy for a tournament. Like, all of them traveling over there or going to Bowman's. That would have
And
been
is
sick.
it the same games every time?
No,
No.
I think the games are different.
Yeah.
See that?
Just
that
a-
could be a fucking series in itself.
Just a
Right.
book from the perspective of people that their days were just fucked up and delayed from all the shit Harry Potter always has going on. It's just like day 3, Harry Potter fucked up my homework, going to class, and Snape was late, so I got an F and my shit was never graded.
We're all
Just like
sleeping in the
whole
Great Hall
thing is
because
just all
Harry
the
was running from a dragon and his
Yeah.
dragon's tail destroyed our dorms.
Hermione brought out a troll, and they fought it in the bathroom, and I still have to shit. It's like just never-ending complaints of them always.
Just because
fucking
they beat a
everything
troll
up.
didn't make me stop having to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I got detention for
Trolls.
pooping in the teacher's bathroom because I had to
Yeah.
wait so long.
Dan Smith in the detention for having to poop.
and the the chamber of
Dan
detention.
Smith in community service, he has to clean all the blood off the walls from the Chamber of Secrets movie.
Oh,
my
jeez.
God.
The enemies of the air beware. And
Yeah,
he's just
but-
wiping it all off.
The dead basilisk just fucking rotting. They have him pulling its carcass. All right. Anyway,
We're basically in a montage here now where kids are trying to get their names into the goblet. Fred and George attempt to use aging potion. They take a sip, jump in, drop their names in, and then they get booted out essentially, and they're aged up
You get
to.
a giant round of applause where they're like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, get thrown out. Sorry, I like that part. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, it's funny.
toss.
Everything's pretty much like normal up until the point when the names get drawn, because Ron doesn't really take a turn for douche until his name is drawn.
Mm-hmm. Like, they literally have just a zoom in on his face where he's like,
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what?
that's where everything changes, dude.
So, the announcement ceremony, I'm sure we get a couple of classes maybe in between this, but it's nothing super important. I don't think we get the 3 unforgivable curses scene yet. The names are still, we'll just go to the name drawing here. He pulls the first name. I mean, it's Victor Crumbing all over you. There's no surprise there. Victor Crumbshot.
Crumshot.
Victor Crumb with the 3 water droplet emojis after it.
What's her name?
Fleur Delacour.
Fleur Delacour. That's what it is.
Knew
Right?
it.
That was easy. I knew that. And then, of course, Cedric Diggory is the 3rd wizard chosen from Hogwarts, Hufflepuff, right?
Dickory. He is saying Dickory.
I'm saying Dickory.
Okay. I was like,
Dickory.
I'm doing it to be facetious.
Okay,
yes.
good. I was like, am I the only one that's noticing this? Keep going.
Dickory.
Please.
I've always called him Dickory, and it
Fair enough.
just stuck. Sorry, fans.
Sorry.
I know it's Dickory, but
I call him Edward.
I guess he said he would come back to do this role 1,000% more than ever than Twilight. So
Oh.
nobody hates Twilight more than Robert Pattinson.
I believe it.
Like that's a fact. That is a fact.
Oh no.
I bet nobody hates that actress.
He's like, it wasn't terrible until they made me sparkle.
I hate that actress even more
Oh, we all hate
in
her.
the movie.
Yeah.
On our list of hated people, it's like Amber Heard and then her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
that's about it.
I don't know, man. I'd separate her and Amber Heard a little bit more. Just 'cause
Fair enough.
I don't like Kristen Stewart's acting. Like I don't wish that she would die in a fire.
Like
Fair.
Amber Turd.
Yeah.
So
I can say I've seen like 15 of her movies and I've liked her in one.
And what one was that?
American Ultra. Where
she was in
her and Jesse Eisenhower are like CIA spies that are like sleeper
what was the
cells.
movie she was in that I liked, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, you could be thinking a while.
Yeah, that's the rest of the podcast. Underwater wasn't bad.
I didn't even get through that one.
I heard Charlie's Angels was really bad, but she's good
Like
in it.
real bad.
That's what I read. I read like the whole movie is just garbage, but like she does okay in it.
Fair enough.
So I don't know. I never watched it.
Hey, back to the name drawing.
That's it. He announces the three. He's like, congratulations. You all make preparations. It could get very dangerous. And poof, a fourth name comes popping out of the goblet. And everybody's like, what? Shit! Dude. Yeah, actually, Dumbledore's sending them all off, and then it starts changing color again, and everybody like starts like leaning up, and I really like that part. It's like Snape like leans up, and he's like, "What the?"
And
hell?
everyone in the room knew it was Harry Potter, probably. So they were all like, "Oh!"
I feel like when Snape sat
And
up,
then-
he was like, "This better not
Yeah.
be."
Yeah.
Like all the names
And
came
there's
out,
a little
and
more
Harry's
fun.
sitting there. He's like, "God, this is gonna be a great
Fucking
normal
A.
fucking year." And then the thing like sparked, and he goes, "Fucking no,
Fuck.
fucking no, fucking no."
Everyone
And
already
of
knew.
course, Harry Potter is the name that is spit out from the goblet. The fourth name, Dumbledore looks at him and goes, Harry Potter?
Harry Potter!
Yeah, because he totally didn't see that coming.
That's
How
it.
weird. Nothing weird ever happens with Harry Potter.
No.
How? Why would this? No
And
way.
everybody, so everybody's silent as he comes up and takes his little deal and then goes into the back room with the others. And the other three are just like, man, this is going to be so awesome. We're so... And then they hear the door close. And it's like, what the fuck is he doing here?
What is this 13-year-old doing here?
I think he's 14.
Is he 14? Okay.
I think we've been through this conversation.
Is that when Ron mentally collapses?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as his name gets called and he's walking up, that's
It
when
zooms on Ron and he's just like,
He's giving him the squinty eye, like.
I hate him, dude.
Ron acts like he got divorced in that moment.
Dude. Like a
And
jealous,
the rest of the movie after that.
like a jealous girlfriend. That's.
Yeah.
He's just like a little fucking bitch in this one, dude.
I think you've already said it. Weasel.
Weasel! Ron
You've
Weasel.
already-
Ron
Ron
Weasel.
Weasel, dude.
Ron Weasel.
Dumbledore sends everybody off, and then basically all the teachers come rushing into the back room to calmly and politely ask Harry if he had put his name into the Goblet of Fire.
Harry,
what
the fuck did you do, Harry?
Calmly and politely.
In the books. It's a meme now that in the books it says Dumbledore calmly asked Harry, did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire? But in the movies, obviously,
And he's just like, he like runs up on him. He's like, did you put your name in the
like
Goblet of
grabs
Fire?
his
Like,
throat, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Not only does he run up on him, he takes his little like outside part of his like skirt things and throws it behind him
Yeah, dude.
to put himself in like sport mode to V-line for him.
yeah, dude, he kicks his robe
Yeah.
in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Harry Potter!
oh,
Oh
God.
god.
Snape's in the background like, see? Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right,
See,
Harry
you see
Potter.
why I hate him?
You see? Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck this kid, right?
He
yeah.
actually has his back right here.
And I mean,
Yeah.
Snape has his back right here because he goes, the magic you would have to use to fool this would be much beyond the magic of a fourth year.
Yes.
And then Moody was like, yeah, like I can't do that. How could you do it?
And then nobody else was like, he already slayed a basilisk.
He did.
Maybe he'll be alright. I don't know. Like,
Actually,
fuck
like,
it.
maybe-
Should we just roll with it?
He shouldn't be here. He's not old enough.
He did it with a sword.
I mean, this dude has arguably like killed Voldemort twice. Like maybe we just let him do this.
He's like, okay, so you guys don't want to be here because I'm too young, right? Resume: killed Voldemort twice, killed Basilisk, fought off 100 Dementors at one time. Fuck with me, baby.
One question.
And turned in my homework.
Barely, probably. Actually, I forgot.
Yeah, what were Harry Potter's grades?
I
What if he passed?
I forgot.
Good enough for him to become an Auror, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to be.
So he did good in school.
Yeah.
He did.
I would say probably great, but it was good enough for him to apply to be an Auror because that's what he wanted to be.
Oh, what?
Auror.
Or is a dark wizard hunter.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was like...
It's Mad Eye Moody is an Auror.
Yeah, no, I wasn't understanding. I thought you said order. I was like, order the Phoenix?
Order these chicken wings. Anyway.
So yeah, basically the teachers are just like, hey, like obviously like this can't fly. It's against the rules. How can we get him out of this? Barty Crouch Sr. is insistent that it can't be... The contract can't be broken.
Yeah, it's a magical binding
ask.
Contract.
If imagine, so what's gonna happen if you don't fucking do it?
He dies.
I guess I don't know, but
I don't know.
It's a good question. Like, what if they're just like, no, just like,
but I think
Jesus come down and he's like, not quite.
After he says like it's a
Erases
magical binding
time.
contract, like he looked at somebody and he was like, the goblet is absolute. Like you have to do it.
That's when their
We
fucking
don't,
lawyer
we don't know what
like,
the repercussions are.
Get
but-
engulfed in blue flames.
That might be. I probably should have like looked that up, like what the repercussions of like disobeying the goblet was.
An
Goblet.
An owl just
What the goblet was.
J.K. Rowling. Hey, what happens, J.K. Rowling, if they don't? I don't know. I was on acid when I was writing these. Get over it.
An owl flies at full speed like a hawk right into their groin.
Just once?
Like a homing missile.
Just
yeah.
once.
It's
Just
Ron's.
one
It's
time.
Ron's like decrepit, barely
Oh,
alive
yeah.
owl.
That's
That
I
was,
know.
Yeah, his
What's that
owl
owl's
sucks.
Errol.
Probably Stimpy.
Stimpy.
He runs into everything. What if he's blind and he's just going by sound the whole time? Then I'd feel bad.
Coming to the sound of my nuts then.
A blind owl? Man, that'd be funny.
Yeah, there seem to be no answers on the interweb about what would happen if you defied the goblet.
You know, she had the time to
Uh-oh.
fucking write all these like
I've
characters having like
To
their
the gulag.
sexual orientation and shit like that randomly out of fucking nowhere, but she had no time to explain what would happen.
Or,
Goblet of Fire.
or we're just the first people to ask this question.
We are definitely not the first people to ask this question, but
Heard that.
But it is stated in, obviously there's future spoilers, but it is stated in the Half-Blood Prince that if you break an unbreakable vow, you die.
That's
By
true.
Ron. So I don't know.
well, that's probably what happens. Then.
Die!
I would say that's probably our best guess.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah. If you say it's a magical binding contract, I would assume you die.
And then after that, Harry gets a 15-second haircut.
Oh,
Yeah, if you were
my
paying
God,
attention.
That
If you were paying
fucking
attention.
Scene, that's okay. Yeah, so
They're in the bedroom and Ron is taking him to task for breaking his heart.
Yeah,
Right.
he's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Blah 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 blah.
I didn't do it!
Yeah. He's like, how'd you do it?
I didn't do
I
it.
don't want it.
Well, all of a sudden, his hair is.
Harry's got a fresh cut. I was like, oh, finally,
that's like the first
he got
thing
a
I fucking
haircut.
noticed.
Maybe he got a haircut for the tournament. Cool.
I missed it.
Next scene,
I didn't. Yeah.
boom. Shit hair again. Rest
Yeah,
of the movie.
the rest of the fucking movie. That one
I
scene.
must have been like an early filming or something then. That's where I didn't notice that.
I didn't either. Yeah, I'll have to
Either
go back and
that
look
or
at
like at the end.
I'm gonna
and,
pretend
like, cut
he
his
was
hair.
just mad at Harry for a month straight. Like Harry literally got a haircut, his hair grew back out, and Ron was just being a bitch the whole time.
It adds up.
You know, it
I
would
wouldn't
make
put it past
sense.
him.
I mean,
It adds up.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll just theorize that.
Basically, yeah, so as you said, Ron is a sour little jerk about it and basically ignores Harry because he thinks that he did it on his own and he didn't, obviously.
I wish we had their lines, dude. They were some of the cheesiest, angriest lines I've ever heard in the whole Harry Potter series, and I loved them.
And I loved him.
You betrayed me. I hate you. Something like stupid like that. They're just priceless.
You're a right foul git, you know that?
You're a
Oh.
fucking
Go on.
liar.
Oh my god. The way they
It's good. It's good. Good material.
Right foul get.
You're right, foul get.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know.
Why don't you... I don't know. Right foul get.
I mean, who knows?
I don't even know what you type in to find quotes from that scene.
I don't know what a dosser is either, but that's what Tyson Fury was calling Deontay Wilder before the fight. And he's from London.
It's like they filmed the movie and they're like, wait, hold on. People need to know Ron was really mad.
Right, foul get ought to do
Let's just film this right now, even though, oh shit, Harry has a haircut. Whatever, people won't know this. It's short.
it. People won't know this.
We'll just stuff it. Just slam it in there. We only got $150 million anyway.
Gaby.
All right, what do we got here? I'm looking at the script. It says, yeah, that's me, Ron Weasley. I'm Harry Potter's stupid friend.
Oh, it's already starting. Oh.
He's the worst, dude. Oh,
What a little baby.
The passive
I'm not going to
aggression
dig through this
is
script,
real.
but it's ridiculous. Also, we get some Rita Skeeter at some point in here, the reporter.
Right before the... Yeah.
Oh, I hate this.
She's
bitch.
pretty much the worst.
Is she the one that's trying to molest him in that closet?
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is
dude.
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She brings him in. She's like, "Oh, can I get an interview?" And then she like opens up this little closet. She's like, "This'll do," and like throws him in there.
She's like sitting on his lap almost, undoing her buttons,
they were real
leaning
close.
on him.
She's got a lot more in the book than she does. That's cut out for obvious reasons in this movie because it's
For
long
being
for one, and two,
Awful.
any more of her, and I would have probably just been like, yeah, I'm good.
Skip ahead just a little bit. I don't want to.
She ends up getting arrested at some point for spilling like secrets that she shouldn't have because she like enchants a fly or something, and then the fly basically gets around Hogwarts, and that's how she keeps getting stories throughout the book that everybody's like, she wasn't here. How did she know that?
Mm-hmm.
So on and so forth.
I really like the part where the
Yeah.
dragon flies through that thing and its tail like rips through that thing, like Harry's dragon, and like she pops up afterwards and her glasses are like this, and she's like, "That's like my favorite part ever."
Wait, okay, so you said that she enchants a fly and she just like takes its memories out?
Yeah, basically, she uses the insect to see what's going on.
So
in
we
school.
watched. Okay, this is gonna be kind of fast forwarding a little bit. I just need to fucking know this. We watched Order of the Phoenix last week.
Blasphemy.
So, like in the beginning, or wait.
You think of the thing where they drop the ear down?
No. Like where Harry uses magic in the human world and shit like that. And he's on trial for it. Why couldn't they just fucking yank his memories out of there and fucking...
Yeah, it's kind of a loophole throughout the whole movie because like
Yeah.
even Snape was just like,
Part
"Yo, I could put this in your tea, and then all of a sudden you'd spill all the truths in the world to me." But at the same time, all you gotta do is just
And I
put your
think,
here and
and we can talk about it more next week. But I think the Ministry and Dolores Umbridge is like specifically like out to get Harry Potter at that
they are.
point in time.
Definitely
So
they definitely are.
I don't know. That was just kind of a plot hole I saw. I was like, we literally saw Dumbledore like do that in the last movie. Like, when he was...
No, I agree.
Maybe he had to train himself to do it.
Maybe at some point we're in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class with Mad Eye Moody, where they're like, hey, the school thinks that you guys are too young to learn about unforgivable curses, but you're going to need to know about them if you're going to be in danger. So we go through each one of them. I remember two of them. Cruciatus.
Yep. Jeez, no. Okay,
That's the torture curse.
That's the torture curse. Avada Kedavra's the killing curse.
And then there's the mind control one.
Imperio.
Yeah. Obviously, Imperio controls the will of another person. Many people have claimed to be under the influence of the Imperio curse when they did the work of the Dark Lord. The Cruciatus curse, who is obviously the torture curse.
Neville's parents.
Neville Longbottom knows this curse well because it was used on his parents by... It's confusing. We'll talk about it more.
It's Augustus Rookwood.
I thought it was...
That tortured Neville's parents.
So it's three people that tortured his parents because Bellatrix Lestrange did it, Barty Crouch Jr. did it,
and Augustus Rookwood.
And a gun. Yes. So it's confusing to get into. And obviously,
we'll touch base on it later.
When we go to the flashback with what's his name in the cell in the then we'll talk more about it.
Right. Yeah, it's very confusing.
However, also super cruel to do that in front of him.
Yeah,
He's
very
sad.
bad. Yep. Hermione even mentions it, like, "Hey, dude, he's not digging this. Please stop." And then, of course, Avada Kedavra is the killing curse, which he uses to kill the little scorpion spider.
And as if Harry wasn't cool enough, he reminded everybody in the room, there's only one person that's ever survived it.
Yeah.
And he's
Only
sitting
one.
right here in this room.
I'm sitting right here in this room.
Who's that fucking freak?
Also, think about this too, like, just kind of, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you guys know who Mad-Eye Moody actually is, then whose side is he on by trying to, like, train these kids up on these unforgivable curses?
Well, I mean, he doesn't want to give away his cover either.
It's like a
It's true, but, like, think about it. Like, he could just follow the curriculum. They wouldn't know anything about it. They'd be
That's
stupider.
true.
It's like a
And
detective
whenever somebody
doing
tried to, like,
cocaine.
take over or anything, like, they wouldn't know anything about
Plot
these curses.
progression, Tanner.
Yeah, we gotta
Plot
we gotta move
progression.
forward in the plot. You know, we have to build character with Neville clearly being in
Answers.
pain and Hermione coming to his aid.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
It
Whatever.
makes us like Hermione more.
Crumbing to his aid.
Just holding him down and crumbing
Yeah,
right on his aid, dude.
Ah! Ew.
How big is your aid? I'm gonna crumb on it.
Whoa. It's okay, Jordan. I'm uncomfortable too.
Says the guy talking about fish pussy right out the
Okay,
fucking
maybe
gate.
I just have a thing for fish pussy. Leave me the fuck
Okay,
alone.
maybe you fucking do. You. All
Hey,
right.
hey, dude, he won't talk about anything else but that.
From on that.
Don't look at my search history, all right?
Are
Say
you a furry?
Did you say a ferny?
A furry?
Fern Gully.
Are
Furry.
you a furry?
No.
Are you a scaly?
Scaly, yeah. That's so scaly.
Ron and Harry are still fighting, so when Hermione walks up to Harry and she's like, Ron would like me to tell you that his brother told his cousin who told Finnegan or whatever, high school shit, to tell you
Oh yeah.
that you need to go see Hagrid. And he's like, well, you can tell Ron, I'm not an owl.
Not an owl.
I actually remember the progression of this too. It's Hagrid told Parvati to tell Seamus to tell Ron to tell me to tell you. Is how it went.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Impressive.
surprised. The only one I didn't remember at first was
You
the
didn't come to my
Parvati
aid
thing.
when I was talking about cousins and stuff, huh?
No, I wanted to hear you try it.
It is what
Why do you have that memorized?
I've read these books a lot and seen these movies a lot.
Hey, fair
Makes
enough,
sense.
I guess. Harry goes and sees Hagrid, who is just about to head out into the woods because there's a delivery in the woods. What could this be? We head out there, and of course, we see 4 big pens full of fire-breathing, dangerous dragons. And Ron is like, or Harry's like, oh crap, dude, dragons. The first one is dragons.
And then I was like, Jurassic Park, and McKay was like, why do you always compare this to Jurassic Park?
It's like the second
He
one where they're
does.
all in the camp, dude.
It's got some Jurassic Park DNA hidden in it.
It probably does.
That's my injured baby T-Rex voice, you know, when he hurt his leg and he's like pinned to the ground.
That's good scene.
So, fun fact about that scene, and this isn't a Jurassic
Oh
Park
God, are we
review.
doing a Jurassic Park one?
I would love to. Fun fact, I would love to do that.
That'd be really cool.
But they took a camel away from its mother, like a baby camel, and that was just the sound it made.
Look at her face right now.
Well, they didn't like kill the mother or
I
anything.
know,
They just
but
like
that's
separated
fucking
them.
mean.
It was convincing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
And then that little like whine he does, the T-Rex does in that movie. That's just a baby camel.
Wow.
I never think I've seen a bigger frown in my entire life than I just got from over there.
Oh God, poor baby.
Not a baby.
Not a baby.
So at the end when they said no animals were harmed, they lied.
They fucking.
They were emotionally
He was
harmed.
emotionally disturbed.
So we're at the Jurassic Park cage scene with the spunky dragons.
With this fucking
Yeah, pretty
Spunky
much.
dragons.
Spunky dragons.
So yeah, Harry's got a good idea what the first challenge is. It's pretty scary, but he ends up finding Cedric at some point. God bless you. God bless you.
Damn.
That's it. You don't get a
Get
fourth
it
one. You don't
under
get a fourth one.
control, dude.
Oh yeah, get the ASMR in there.
I'll say you didn't feel your nipples.
Yeah.
We talked about this, okay?
Ah!
About six more of those, and we would have seen a Dementor in here. has to be simultaneous, though.
Of course.
That's the thing. Like, it would have to be 8 sneezes simultaneously to be an orgasm, is what it is.
Oh, I got halfway there.
It's not just in, in a row like that.
She smiles. She's like, I got halfway.
If 8 different people sneeze at one time, the whole group has a simultaneous orgasm.
Trophy, achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked.
Orgy.
But you all have to hold hands in a circle while it's happening.
Dementor rises up from the floor.
In the middle of the circle.
In the middle of the circle of 8 people that sneezed.
Oh my goodness.
I'm here for the suck off. Where's Victor Crumb?
I'm here for the suck off.
Oh my gosh. Do you think if a Dementor sucks Crumb, he's just like infinitely happy and
The Dementor's
content?
sucking Crumb.
Look at all this Crumb, dude.
Don't the Dementors actually suck on Crumb at one point?
Not in this movie, anyway.
Oh.
I don't
Suck
remember if
on
it was in the book.
Something happens to him in this
We don't.
movie.
Yeah, we don't really
Yeah.
see any Dementors in this one, do we?
I
No,
thought,
he is-
oh wait,
he
no,
is
never mind. I'm
bewitched,
thinking
On
later
onward.
on. Well, I'll bring it up later.
Yeah, he gets bewitched later, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry finds Cedric at some point and he's like, hey dude, dragons. Very clearly, very loudly,
What?
dragons. And he's like, dragons? The first challenge is dragons.
These nuts.
And he's like, bro, thank you for that very clear answer.
Yes.
Finally.
And then walks off.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to get back to that very clear answer that Harry gave Cedric Dickory. Because he comes back later and he's like, if I wanted to take a bath, maybe I'd go to the 3rd floor bathroom at dawn. Like, is that a riddle? Like, dude, come up to me and be like, put the egg in water.
Yeah, he should have.
Cool, thanks.
My question is,
I don't need a bath. What?
are you telling me I'm stinky?
I'm like, dude,
But,
what an
no,
asshole.
Can
My
you smell me
question-
balls, me knickers?
I can't.
So Cedric was like, he was just like laughing at people like bullying Harry
Yeah,
and shit like
he
that.
was.
And then like after he told him, he's like, by the way, I told him to stop, but it's like, dude,
Yeah, because
shut the
Ron-
fuck up.
Because Ron puts like posters up or something, doesn't he? What is Ron?
Yeah.
I don't
the
think it was
pins.
Ron.
The pins.
Or was it
So
Ron?
there was some sort of propaganda, yeah.
And I
Ron
think it
did
was,
the
the
pins?
no, Drago did the pins.
Drago did the pins.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know,
But I think
fuck
Ron
that
had one
guy.
on.
Yeah.
Ron was wearing
I
one.
don't remember.
What a douche.
I don't know.
What a
Ron's the
fuck-
I mean, he a bitch, but I don't know if he's that.
Ron is a salty ex in this whole movie.
He really is.
He's a fucking little redheaded bitch.
I hate you, Harry. Your name magically came out of something.
Yeah, that you had no control over. God, I hate you, Harry.
How could you not tell me that you didn't plan any of that?
Something that you didn't know. Like, come on,
Oh
man.
my God, Ron.
Just,
Oh.
I could fight him.
Come on, Ron.
I could fight him sometimes, dude.
Let's fight Ron.
I would. I'm in.
Next podcast, the gang fights Ron.
The
The
gang
gang
fight.
fights Ron.
Special guest Rupert Grint. We all just beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
fucking-
So that part
We
where...
put him back there in that corner. He's like, man, this is a real small room. And we're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, it is.
I know where to go, dog. You remember Harry Potter 4, dude?
It's time to pay, buddy.
You shouldn't have worn that pin. He's like, I didn't wear a pin! In the Christmas, there is a formal dance. Ron kind of asks Hermione to go, but like in a pity kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real not flattering because he's just the worst in this movie.
Honestly.
It's the way he asks. He goes, you're a girl, right? He starts off with, you're a girl, right?
Well, and then also he's just like, well, nobody else. He's basically saying, well, nobody else is gonna ask you.
Nobody else will ask you, so I'll go with you, so you don't have to go alone.
Also,
The worst romance. of
this
any
is like one of the
series.
first movies where she is actually like fine. So, I don't even care.
She
Foreign.
looked really pretty at the fucking ball. I was like,
Yeah.
good golly. That girl, she real purty.
She got crumbed on that night.
She's in there.
Oh, that's right, because Crumb took
Yeah,
her
dude,
too.
she got crumb on that dress,
She was
dude.
18 in that movie.
Huh?
She was not.
Don't care.
She was not.
Foreign.
She is now, though. So
So it's fine.
She's like 30-something now, isn't she?
no, I think she's our age.
Oh.
20 something.
She's at least like
Because
70.
they were 11 when this movie came out, and we were 8. So, I mean, yeah, she probably. Oh yeah, I guess 30 something.
Probably about 30, because
I forget that we're not kids anymore. Like, we're almost 30. So I'm like, nah, she's not an adult yet, dude.
Let's
She's
bring
our
it up,
age.
Kyle. Move on.
She's not an adult yet. She's our age. And I'm like,
Shit.
Memorial.
Fuck.
I'm an adult. Harry asks Cho Chang. She's popped up a couple times in this movie before that I haven't mentioned. It's this little Scottish girl, and well, she's Asian, but she's got a Scottish accent,
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found that so fascinating. I was like, dude, she's got a Scottish accent.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I've only ever seen an Asian with a British
It's like
accent.
white people from South Africa that have that African accent.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it happens.
Fair enough.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, so he asked Cho Chang to the dance, and she's like, hey, man, I really do want to go. I wish you would have asked sooner and not have been a bitch the whole time because I'm going with somebody else. And he's like, oh, man, that sucks. But luckily, there's a couple of foreign twins, Roman Halls, that seem to have a crush on Ron and Harry for whatever reason. At some point, Ron and Harry make up, too. Right?
Yeah. It's
after the first one.
The first challenge.
Yeah, so we already did the first challenge,
Yeah.
right? Oh, shoot, I completely missed that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, I think the Yule Ball's after the first challenge.
Yeah, you're right. So let's talk about the challenge.
Yeah, dragon.
Yeah, so basically, you had to get a golden egg from a dragon. Mad-Eye Moody helps Harry here too, and he's like, hey, what are you good at? He's like, I'm a good flyer. He's like, but I'm not allowed a broom in the tournament. He's like, but you are allowed a wand. So it's dope. He teaches him Accio, which is a calling spell, essentially.
Yeah, one thing I never understood. Yeah, let me call this broom and go, do this whole dragon thing. Accio, golden egg.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Fuck with me.
What the fuck?
Well, then you're still on your feet, though, just holding the golden egg. And the dragon's just like...
But that's the thing. They never specify. Like, you have to retrieve the egg. Never said you had to, escape with it. It's usually like, egg's mine, done. Over.
Just run back in the hole you came out of.
Because they did say when they did the rankings because they all got through the first thing,
right,
but they did the rankings by who did it the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like whoever.
Because Cedric did it the fastest,
yeah.
Right? Yep.
Well, he just had that little green one, right? The little.
Yeah.
The Chinese
obviously, yeah, he got the Hungarian horntail. Harry did, which is the most dangerous of the 4 dragons.
I love how they just play that shit off too, and then just continue with daily life after days like that. All right, students. I know that was weird. The school's kind of fucked up. Harry almost died, but we're good. We're gonna keep almost killing you guys more. So let's go.
Life's a garden. Dig it.
Yeah,
and
you're not done.
What gets me too is that after this whole thing, well, I don't know. I'll bring it up
It's
after
like the
we're done
fucking
with the
Hunger
dragons.
Games, dude.
But,
Fair enough. So Harry gets his firebolt and flies off with it, but the dragon breaks free, so they kind of circle around Hogwarts a bunch, doing some massive damage to the shingles.
Fucks up Rita Skeeter's glasses.
Messes up Rita Skeeter's glasses.
Skeeter, huh?
Skeeter.
Yeah, dude.
Rita Skeeter.
Got skeetered.
Her and Crumb should hang out sometime.
You got skeet, my crumb.
Oh, God.
You got crumbs in my skeet. Anyway.
I want to go home.
You are home, buddy.
Come on.
Harry, flies onto the bridge. The dragon connects with the bridge, and they both fall. But seconds later, we see Harry come over the corner holding the egg. Everybody's like, yeah, that's cool. And then afterwards, they open the egg, and it's like this big, loud, horrible screech that they can't hear.
This is the scene I'm talking about. It's really fucking cringe. And he's like, who wants me to open it? You want me to open it?
Yeah.
No!
He is.
You want me to open
He's
it?
like, dude, get your...
At that moment, I was like, this is why Ron is mad at you.
Yeah, I was like, you just
But it's right after
stop.
this. But it's right after this when Ron is like, hey, man, you'd have to be mad to sign up for that willingly. So, bro, might be.
Might be.
And Harry's like, hey, man, we're cool. And then they pinky promise and kiss a little, and then we're good.
Exactly how it went in the books, too.
Firm smack on the ass.
I want to mention that Sirius Black does show up in this movie a little earlier, and I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, his face in the fire, yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Because also,
There's
that's
a lot going on in
that's
this
also
movie.
a point where Ron is mad at Harry. Because he's like, who are you talking to? He's like, nobody. He's probably practicing for your interviews.
Yeah, he said some really passive aggressive
Yeah.
shit. Harry's just hanging out by a fireplace. He's like,
Oh, man. So I'm going to go back to the U-Ball now, then. Since Ron and Harry are all friends again now.
And they took the,
Yeah.
the twins from India.
They did. They took the twins from India.
Indians.
Refused to dance. They just sit at the table all night and pout. They're like, hey, you going to ask me to dance? And Ron's like, no.
And then the one dude from the dude school or whatever, I can't remember the name of it right now. He walks up to her and he goes, "Hey, can I have your arm?" She goes, "Arm, leg, anything. I'm yours." And just dips.
Because, obviously Hermione shows up to the dance in a beautiful little dress and accompanied by Victor Crumb. Mm-hmm. So she's getting a mouthful of crumb.
Mm-hmm. Then everybody.
That's bad in both ways.
She's got a night full of crumb, man.
She's got a night full of crumb, dude. Hopefully she's sturdy.
She can be crumbing all night.
She's pretty petite. She don't look too sturdy.
What?
Lord help me for
I want a snack,
jokes
so
that
I'm just
gonna
risking
make at
it.
this expense.
I was say he's just
They spend the summer
he's
going
risking
out,
it over
too.
here.
Yeah.
He's just risking it over here, just eating like
He's
three
just
of
going
these.
after him, dude.
For the sake of the snack.
Give
Yeah,
me
but-
share.
Yeah, but don't let her pick it. You gotta give her one of
No,
your
never
choosing.
mind.
Give her
No.
that
She
one.
don't want
Hey,
one
you
no
know that
more.
one is? That one's soap. Because I got that one before.
Wash your mouth out with soap. I'm gonna wash my mouth out with soap with all the crumb jokes and throwing.
Yeah, it's like that.
Crumb shot!
It's like that old lady soap that sits on
It
the
is.
bathtub.
Yeah.
It is.
So Cho Chang shows up obviously with Cedric Dickory, Hickory Dickory Dock, and Harry's real sad about that. So they're both real upset about the people that they wanted to go to the dance with going with other people. So they just sit at the table and pout until both of their dates just get up and leave. Which I mean, good, you know.
Plus, Ron was kind of wearing an old lady dress, so whatever.
Yeah, that's another funny
Hey,
part.
it's traditional garb.
It was another funny part when that thing opened up. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Must be for you, Ginny. It's like, I'm not wearing that thing.
It looks like something my great aunt Tessie would wear. It smells like my great aunt Tessie.
This is at some point. Cedric walks up to Harry and he's like, "Hey, if I wanted to take a bath, I would try the third floor girls' bathroom."
And at that point, Harry was like, "What time do you want me to meet you there?"
To which I imagine Harry was like, "Okay, cool. What does that have to do with anything?" Because, like, when I gave you the hint, I just told you, dragons. I wasn't like, if it had scales and flew through the sky, you might want to avoid dying. And they walked away.
Was that a haiku?
I don't think so. I don't know. But
That was poetry.
I didn't give you no dragon riddle, dude. Just tell me to put the egg underwater. And now I gotta go up there and get molested by a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, put it underwater so you can hear it.
Thank you. That's what he should have said.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude.
That's
I'll
what
do
he should have
that.
said.
That's exactly how he should have done it too. Just popping a couple birdies out of flavored beans on it. Yeah, dude. Just throw it into the water, dog.
Just throw it in the water, dude. But he does. He goes up to the bathroom, fills the tub with water.
Super cool tub, dude. Why wouldn't everybody take a bath?
Yeah,
dude,
That
seriously.
thing's
I can't believe they were
Seriously.
all naked in that bathroom.
I can't believe there's not a line outside that bathroom. To
Did he go all nude when he took the bath?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he just put shorts on? Because Myrtle comes out here and she is horny, dude.
Molesting
Dude,
Myrtle is on
she
one,
died
dude.
horny. She's been horny for years.
Dude, you're right. Molesting Myrtle is her new name, dude. Because she comes out and she's just like, hey.
She gets right in the water, and then she goes under.
Under the water.
Under the water, yeah. And she goes,
And
she goes, it took Cedric so long to figure it out. Almost all the bubbles were gone.
Oh, God. It is.
He probably felt something tickle his asshole, dude.
It was thirsty. She was in it, dude. But she basically tells him, like, yeah, the other dude dunked it under the water. So Harry does that, opens it up, and then gets the next clue.
Oh God, I hope
Something about underwater. I forget what it is. You remember the... All right, Mr. I read the
Oh,
books
you're
a million
picking the
times.
good
You remember
ones.
what the poem is?
Rude. She's picking up the
Something
good jelly
about-
beans. I'm telling on her.
You'll have to go under the lake to find what we take. Something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Oh, the mermaid song?
It's a song too. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a poem. It's a song.
Yeah,
Remember.
we cannot sing above the ground. An hour long, you'll have to look to recover what we took.
Yeah.
Lest you seek, stays here to rot.
I'm a fucking mermaid. Fuck you, Harry Potter.
That's the traditional version right there. Yeah.
in
Pretty
the
much.
books.
In the books.
So what you're saying is that screeching noise is mermaid for that
Fish pussy.
fish pussy.
Fish pussy.
Where do you think the eggs came from?
Ooh.
Harry's like,
squeeze the
Speak
egg
fish
out of a
pussy.
fish pussy. Dragon picks it up and protects it.
Makes sense.
bitchin'.
So what we're saying is fish pussies give birth to golden eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to
Stocking
eat
up
some
on
of
some
those.
fish pussy if I could.
So basically, yeah, the second challenge has to do with being underwater for an hour, we learn. And Harry's like, man, I can't hold my breath that long. What do we do? Luckily, Neville has been studying herbology or whatever it was.
And he tells them all about the gillyweed.
The gillyweed, yep. This in the books is a part that was meant for Dobby, who is actually in the fourth book and tells Harry about this trick and gives him the gillyweed. But for time constraints and confusion, they cut Dobby out of the movie completely and just gave this part to Neville.
Just because he's
It was
annoying.
it did make sense though. I will say that because throughout the whole series, Neville's known as somebody who's good with plants,
Right.
so it made sense.
Well, and
It's a
then
stoner.
also doesn't maybe I'm thinking
We ain't got enough CGI budget for house elves right now.
doesn't Moody like give him a book on herbology too?
What he
Yeah.
does, that's how they bring it up, kind of. He's
Yeah.
like, Neville, help him put his books away. So he's going to put them away, and he's like, oh, I can tell you about this. And he goes, unless you know about a Tibetan turnip that's going to help me hold my breath for an hour, then I don't want to hear about it. And he goes, no, but you could use gillyweed.
Yeah.
But Moody points him into Neville for putting books away and stuff. They talk about it.
So basically, heading up to the second challenge, Moody says to Harry, like, hey, if you're going to do anything with that, eat it now before you get caught. He scoops it up and swallows it all, and he grows gills. And he,
Out here looking like Dave Chappelle before it starts.
and basically they're like, hey, you'll have an hour to get under the water and retrieve what is your special item. We don't know what the items are yet, but Harry's looking around and he's like, hey, where's Ron? I don't see Ron or Hermione.
Right.
Where are my friends? Blah, blah, blah. We don't know. Dumbledore's like, and as soon as the cannon sounds, you'll have an hour. Bang! And the cannon goes off again.
Yep.
It's my favorite, dude. And they all look at Filch and he's just like,
What?
We're good.
One of the times he just goes, like,
he's my favorite, dude.
I hate
In
him.
this one, he's so funny.
Yeah, I was like, other than that, I hate him.
Oh, man. So, yeah, everybody jumps in the water, goes down. We're swimming around under the water until we find the little ruins of the little underwater structure. And we see the 4 bodies hanging there. It's Hermione, Ron, Flora's little sister.
Cho
Was
Chang.
this
And Cho Chang.
consensual?
No.
I imagine not.
Yeah. It's Ron, Hermione, Cho Chang, and Flora's sister.
Yeah, Flora Delacour's little sister. Flora basically gets wrapped up by all of those little things, and she starts to panic, so she freaks out and goes up. So she's out. Harry goes up to grab Ron, and he goes to grab Hermione too, and then the little mermaids are like, not yours. Only one, dude.
That was way too fucking close.
Fantastic.
Harry's like,
Fish pussy.
yeah, why should I believe you? The mermaid swims backwards, flashes that fish pussy, and then swims
Bam.
off.
She's crowning and there's a golden egg about to come out.
Mucus plug.
Oh, God.
This is rough, dude.
This is bad.
Jesus Christ.
This is rough, dude. So, yeah, right then a Victor Crumb comes up with a shark head, rips Hermione off of her chain, and takes her up.
Cedric comes up with the bubblehead charm.
Yep. Cedric comes up, and he's like, hey, you only got a certain amount of time left. Hurry up. He takes Cho Chang up and gets her to safety. He's getting Ron undone, and he starts to swim up with him when he notices that Flora's little sister hasn't been rescued yet, so he goes back and unties her. Basically swims up with both of them when all of those little things start pulling him back down. He sends them back up, and then he gives them like a freaking immobilis or something.
Yep.
And rescues both of them. And gets a little...
Starts to die.
Yeah.
It's crazy they're willing to just straight up drown a bunch of their kids for a challenge.
Right.
Alright, here's drowning today.
And it's the weird thing is in the first and second one, there's nothing they can do for help. But in the third one, hey, if you want to quit or anything, just send up red sparks and we'll come grab you.
Just for the third challenge.
Yeah, but for the first and second, it's just like if you die, you die.
It's a fucking dragon, have fun.
I guess.
Basically,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
You mean for the finals, we can just quit if we want, but for the first two, we just die.
Yeah, the dragon and drowning, we just have to do that.
And then he hits the lake with the old Ascendio.
Yeah,
Lickety
sure.
split.
And he comes busting out of the lake. He gets a little kiss on the cheek because he saved her sister. She wasn't yours to save, but I appreciate it. Thanks, dude.
Ron also gets a kiss now, and he's thinking, you know what? Being friends with Harry ain't so bad.
Boner.
He's like, yeah, and you helped. And he's like,
Oh, damn.
I guess I did, yeah. Uh-huh.
Soundboard over there. Boy.
So after that, Harry finds... after that, Mad-Eye Moody is talking with Barty Crouch Sr. at some point.
Yeah, some real dark stuff.
And then he does the lip thing real quick.
Yeah.
And Barty Crouch Sr.'s just like...
Dude, he gets in his face when he does that. Like, because he's like, yeah, something about, are you trying to get him to do an internship? Because the last kid that went into an internship never came out. And then he looks at him and he starts to walk away and he goes... And then he leans right in his face and he looks at him like that. And then he walks away.
Yeah.
Kisses.
Doesn't go well for him because after that Harry finds him dead.
That is the last we see of him alive.
Yep, Harry finds Barty Crouch Sr. dead. And basically goes to tell Dumbledore. Or talk to Dumbledore after that. And this is where we get the pensive scene. Where he's like ripping thoughts out of his head. He's like, ah.
There's something that I'm missing, but I just can't tell what it is. You know what it was the whole time? That's what it was the whole time, dude.
I'm gonna remember so hard.
Also, you know who else does that? The McPoyle's sister in Always Sunny.
Oh God.
She does, dude, and I think of it every time I see it, dude.
Gross.
Like,
Fucking
Mac is like, are we about to do it? And she's like,
Ugh.
like that's her answer.
Ugh.
I mean, Heath Ledger got a little bit of licky tongue going on
He got a
in
little
Dark
bit.
Knight too.
His was more deliberate.
It was like,
It was like side to side.
Yeah, his was like full circle. This is just quick flick. Like an iguana.
Poor choice of words.
Poor choice.
Put her down.
poor choice of words.
Poor choice of words.
Where do you keep your lipstick?
I keep licking mine off.
Mine's pretty much gone.
I need to reapply.
Wasn't going on, unfortunately. Here in the pensive, we get the memory of the trial of what's his name, the headmaster from Doomstring, who used to be a Death Eater.
God, he has such an evil. Oh, Igor Kakarov.
Igor Kakarot, that's what. Yeah. So Igor Kakarot, he's a Saiyan.
Igor Kakarot.
I was like, am I racist for saying that like some Russian names sound evil? Because I hear Igor Kakarot, I'm like, oh, that's an evil
I don't
name.
think that's racist. I think that's just like, I don't know.
That's
It might be
racist.
racist, whatever.
Racism, you scary.
Did I just do a racism?
Anyway, yeah, in the trial, he's basically like, hey, I can roll over on so many more Death Eaters if you don't kill me. They're like, hey, man, there's not many more people you can tell us. He's like, Severus Snape was a Death Eater. And he's like, yeah, he's already...
Albus stands up and defends him.
Yep,
He's sober.
Dumbledore's basically like, yep, he's sober. He hasn't had any dark marks for probably at least a year.
He ain't had no dark marks in a while.
No more dark marks for him.
Oh my god.
Goes down the list and basically gets to...
fun fact, something we missed. Igor Kakarov and Snape are right outside his little potions thing when Harry walks by and they're pointing at their dark marks and he's like, you know what it means.
Right.
And Harry like sees him. That's when Snape confronts him about, hey, like I know you stole
You're stealing my gillyweed.
my stuff. Yeah, he's like,
Pretty much.
Gillyweed, I don't care, but this other stuff, I know you're.
Also, a little side note, he tells Harry here too. He's like, I'm also missing these ingredients. You and your friends are making polyjuice potion, and I'll figure out why. And like slams the door in his face.
Boom slang and lacewood flies.
And he's like, pretty sure we're not.
Know what that means?
Who knows?
Okay.
But in the trial, he basically calls out Barty Crouch Jr., who's played by David Tennant, the man in the
Also,
scene in the beginning.
The best part is when he does it too. He's looking at Barty Crouch. He's like, Barty Crouch, and then he goes, Junior.
And basically, this was just like in this moment, he says that he was involved in the killing of the Longbottoms.
Mm-hmm.
Barty Crouch gets up and tries to bail. We all stop him. It's like, no, dude, you're evil, bro.
Yeah, Moody hits him. Well, blast in the chest. Also, we get a little funny from Moody here because we could find out why he's got his weird eye. Because he's like, oh, this guy is a Death Eater, Augustus Rookwood. And he's like, yeah, he's dead. And then Moody leaves in and he goes, yeah, took a little piece of me with him, though, didn't he?
Too bad it didn't show a flashback. That would have been cool.
Also, yeah, in my head, I'm just like, what spell knocks an eyeball out? Because I'd like to know.
Maybe he just fucking grabbed it and just...
Maybe.
Yeah, so basically he locks Junior in Azkaban, and then Harry comes out of the pensieve and he's like, hey man, saw that dude in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's that mean?
Also, he'd be doing that a lot.
He was doing the tongue thing a lot. That might be of use. Has anybody seen Senior lately? No, I haven't seen him since the second game. Weird. What am I missing until the final challenge here? There's not really much.
No, because nobody really gets a hint as to what it's going to be.
No.
No, this one just kind of starts.
We get,
Yeah, like I said, not really much.
no, not a lot.
The third challenge.
It's like you get a scene of Victor Crumb walking down the beach stretching, and a bunch of girls following him.
Crummin', yeah.
True, and Hermione spent the summer kind of dating or whatever, and Harry and Hermione talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, how was that? And she's like, he's athletic.
She said he's more physical than anything.
Yeah. Dude.
At which point we all went, ayo!
Oh.
There's no way that they didn't can hook up over the summer. Are you kidding me?
He
Gra-
She had a little
grab them hips and cram inside of her, dude.
cram. We're cramming now. She had a little crumb growing in her, and then she hit it with the old fetus deletus.
Oh.
It comes back.
It comes back.
The final task basically is a maze of enchanted bushes, which are my favorite kind of bushes. I can't.
I cannot.
Basically, you're going to be looking for the Triwizard Cup. In the maze, you only have a certain amount of time to do this. If at any point you feel in danger, just send up a red flare, and the teachers patrolling the maze will come out and save you.
Because you've been through enough in the first two, we'll just let you.
What if
We'll
your
let
wand broke and you just couldn't? Just
Good
scream.
point.
You have to wait it out.
But yeah, that's one of the things, because Harry enters the maze, and basically whatever order is placed is the order you get to enter the maze. So Cedric Diggory gets to go first, and Harry and
Crumb went second, I think.
No, Harry goes second. They gave him second place because you rescued both.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Both people from the
For
water.
outstanding moral fiber.
Yes. 15 points.
Part of a healthy diet.
Yeah, dude. Drinking crumb is a whole lot of protein and stuff. What do you want?
Like,
Ask Hermione.
You know Igor
Ask
Kakarov had
Hermione.
Crumb on so many steroids before this tournament.
Dude.
He was roided to the gills.
So basically, we're running through this. Fleur Delacour gets wrapped up in a bunch of deals. She kind of gets away, and then Victor Crumb attacks her. Harry finds them both. He seems to be bewitched. His eyes are all white, but she's already being pulled into the maze, so he sends up a red flare for her. And goes off. Runs into Cedric, and then Victor Crumb finds them both. Cedric's about to body him. Harry's like, no, don't do it. He's bewitched. He's bewitched.
He's
He's
bewitched.
bewitched.
He's bewitched.
He was under the Imperious curse.
Yeah.
And he's basically being Imperious to go after Harry.
Yeah.
Cedric just got in the way of it. Yeah.
Pretty much. So we see the Triwizard Cup. Cedric says, hey, let's grab it together because you saved me. So, we deserve to do this together. When they grab it, it's actually a port key, and it transports them to Tom Riddle's grave.
Oh,
Time out. Very, very, very pissed off they didn't have the Sphinx in this.
Yeah.
Because in the book there was a Sphinx that asked them riddles in order to get by it, and I really wanted that part in the movie, and it didn't get it.
Yeah.
There was a ton of stuff in this maze that they left out.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have done
That was like
less
this much of-
mermaids, more maids.
But I get it because at this point we're already
At 148
north of 2
million.
hours.
We're at 148 million. We got 2 million left. How do we spend it?
Dobby? No, cut him out.
Yeah, I bet they spent a lot on the water scene too.
Yeah,
They could have cut
probably.
that shorter and given us more maze.
I would have been okay with that.
Me too.
So basically, we wake up in a graveyard next to Tom Riddle's grave. Peter Pettigrew is there. And he comes walking up with a little bundle of joy. He's like, hey, here's my little baby boy. He was born recently.
Somebody tried to fetus deletus him and failed.
It failed, as you can see.
I
His
would
wrist
say,
cl-
yeah, right, dude. He looks like a fucking chicken wing. Gross looking.
So, yeah, he reveals that it's Voldemort as a little fetus. And it's like, uh-oh, baby Voldemort. Here we go. Baby V.
Maybe.
And basically he's like, there's two of them. Why are there two of them? He's like, kill the other one! Or kill the spare! And Avada Kedavra is Cedric, which is the death curse, killing him. Harry's like, no! And then he hooks him up to the thing or whatever and gets him stuck there. As he starts the spell, he dumps the baby into the cauldron of boiling water, puts in whatever the...
Easily the most disturbing Harry Potter scene anybody's seen.
Yeah.
This
Probably
is
like
rough.
bone of my father, blood of my enemy, and
flesh.
sacrifice of my servant.
It's,
Yeah.
Taken
flesh.
unwillingly.
Unwillingly.
Yeah, if you watch that with your kids as a parent, you're probably like, wait, hold up. What the
Hold
fuck
on,
am I
hold on.
watching right now? My kids are watching a human sacrifice.
It's not that bad.
Which basically...
It's not that bad.
Which basically resurrects Voldemort. This is the first time we get to see the actual full-body Voldemort, who's played by what's his name? Whose name I forget.
He's in Red Dragon.
I was getting Nightmare Before Christmas vibes from that, him coming out of that thing.
What else is he in?
Oh, he's in so much.
He's in-
Wrath of the Titans.
Yeah.
Is his name.
Yeah, he's Hades in Wrath of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
But also, if you ever seen the movie Red Dragon, he's the actual serial killer in Red Dragon.
Oh, Ralph Fiennes. That's his name.
There you go.
Gotta fucking see what he looks like outside of
Yeah, he's in a few things. He pops out. He
Ralph
pops up.
Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes. Or
Right.
Fiennes. Sorry, you're right. F. But, yeah, this is the first time we get Voldemort. He has no nose. It's more snake-like.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not do that with prosthetics. That was CGI. Because they couldn't talk.
Oh.
Very interesting.
He looks very human with him.
Very human without the Voldemort makeup, yeah. But, yeah, they did that because, like, they tried the prosthetic, but it, like, messed up his speech. Like, he couldn't talk right with the prosthetic on, so they just ended up doing
Also,
CGI.
lost some weight for this role, too. Because in Red Dragon, he was like a military dude, and he was, like, big. And then you see him in this, and he's got, like, skinny wrists. And like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty disturbing.
Malnourished.
Pretty disturbing.
Yeah, that wasn't makeup. He was just that pale from not eating.
And this was Ralph Fiennes' favorite line to deliver in the entire franchise. There was an interview where they were talking to Harry Potter stars, and they're like, what was your favorite part to deliver? And Ralph Fiennes was obviously like, the I can touch you now part is his favorite. And I love that line, too.
Yeah.
He's like, but I can touch you now. And it just hurts Harry. And I'm like, yeah, that's dope.
That is dope.
Damn.
Last time he touched him, he crumbled. Get it? See what I did?
Oh,
Hey.
good one. Hey.
Crumbled all over the ground, dude.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah.
No, we did the thing back.
It's funny because Voldemort does that with his wand.
Oh, he does. He does. we weren't even doing that. She
I
did.
thought that's what you were doing.
I said she, and then she did that, and then I did it back to her, and then you were like, I know, the wand.
So yeah, Voldemort pulls out his dark mark and puts his wand on it like the she meme.
Boom. Start setting trends.
And
Just
Bellatrix's
like
nips got hard immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, in Azkaban, she's like, oh my god,
Whoa.
she's back. He's
They're
back.
black.
He's back. As he does that, the Death Eaters start showing up. In little puffs of smoke. It's cool. They got their little scary masks.
Yeah.
He starts chewing them out.
KKK members.
Yep, he starts chewing them out, and he's like, hey, man, when I was dead, none of y'all did nothing, bro. You guys were sleeping on me. And then Pettigrew was like, I did. And he's like, out of fear, bitch. Not out of loyalty.
Also, you spent 12 years as a rat, so fuck off.
Yeah.
And then he basically calls out one of them, and he's like, especially you. I thought over everybody you would try and find me a Malfoy.
Lucius.
And Lucius Malfoy takes off his mask, and he's like, bro, dude. What do you want? And we tried, bro. You were dead.
Was Snape there at that point?
Nope.
No.
No Snape. Yeah, so basically he gives Peter Pettigrew his hand back. a little metal hand.
Where's Snape falling all of this timeline
Snape's
wise
at
now?
he's at the
Timeline, yeah, he's at the maze right now.
Yeah, he's at the maze, like in the stands with
And
the rest of the
he's
teachers.
unaware of all of this going down.
As far as I know,
he
Mark
felt his
will
mark.
Oh,
will
yeah.
burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And so would Igor Kakaros, who probably also wasn't there.
right.
He was too busy being Imperioing Crumb.
You think Kakarov did that?
He Imperioed Crumb. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He controlled him as soon as he went into the maze. In the book, anyway.
Okay, fair enough. That's not really explained in the movie, unfortunately. Yeah, so basically he lets Harry down now because he wants to duel him properly. And like, I'm sure you've learned how to duel in school. He hikes up his dress.
Just like a ghetto person pulling up their pants before a fight, like,
And they do, man. They get into the duel, and of course Harry uses his favorite spell, which is
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus. And then Voldemort just leaves nothing back as he Avada Kedavras.
They duel pretty hard.
They do.
Harry
There's
came
some
out swinging,
bubbles
dude.
all over the place.
Mhm.
He's like,
Not a
and
very
Voldemort's out there like,
not a very common thing to have wands connect like that. Fun fact.
Harry needed the same savage energy he had in Prisoner of Azkaban, where he's just chucking people and smacking fools and tackling people.
yeah.
He could have used that boost.
Basically, when two wands of the same feather, basically sister wands,
The same cord. Yep.
yeah, sister wands collide. Sometimes one of the wands can dispel spirits that were killed by the opposite wand, essentially. So spirits that are released. We see the caretaker from the beginning of the movie pop up. We see Cedric Diggory pop up, and then we see, of course, Lily and James Potter pop up because those are the last 4 people that Voldemort killed. Basically,
Priori Incantatum.
That scene was nuts.
it was nuts. One of my favorite scenes in the whole series is when
They weren't messing around with that budget. They're getting every penny out of that thing.
for sure. So Lily and James, his parents, come up next to him and they're like, "Hey man, you're doing great, but we'll take it from here. You got to get out of here. You're not gonna win." Cedric looks at him and he's like, "Hey, take my body back to my dad, will ya? It'd be great." He's like, "Got you, bro."
I like how you like nonchalant you said that. Take it back. Take it back,
Just
bro.
in case the crowd thought they were having a good time again.
So Lily and James take over as Harry runs over to Cedric, Accios the Triwizard Cup, and Portkeys back to the beginning of the maze, where everybody's like, "Yeah, dude, he's back!" Everybody's hyped,
I'm
dude.
gonna hold up one more time just because we can't Accio the egg, we can Accio the cup at the end of the fucking maze.
I just didn't think about it, Tanner.
Yeah.
Plot.
I'm gonna
dude.
stand at the end of the maze and Accio the fucking cup. How about that? Because it seems to work. All right, continue.
Everybody's hype. Everybody's happy that Harry seems to have won
The band's playing.
until they start to realize, like, hey, dude on the ground's not moving.
And then
And they
Fleur
keep playing.
screams.
yeah, screams at the top of her lungs as the teachers run up.
And the band keeps playing.
The band keeps playing, unfortunately, for a little
McGonagall
bit.
starts stopping people, and then she goes, "A boy's been killed."
A boy has been killed.
Okay.
Of course, we get
Sorry.
the horrible
Jazz
Amos.
music stops.
I'm gonna take one of these off my ear because I know what Kyle's about
I'm
to
not
do.
gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I
I thought he
promise.
was gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I promise. But Amos Dickory comes up out of the crowd and he's like, "Hey, oh my God, let me through. That's my boy. That's my boy." And he starts crying over.
And then the crowd cries.
All week I'm like, he's gonna do it.
I was ready to do it like when you put it back on. I was gonna be like, "Just kidding, my boy." Yeah, it's pretty
Very sad.
horrifying.
We both. I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure we both teared up when we watched this.
I don't
Pretty
know.
sad part.
Maybe.
I think we did.
I did.
I don't really tear up anymore to this. I mean,
Wow, you savage. Gonna have
classy, bougie,
to
ratchet.
put him down.
It's fine.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, Harry basically is like, he's back. Voldemort is back. This isn't good. Yeah, it's
No bueno.
not good.
Party's over.
It's not good. Party's over. The band has finally stopped playing.
All right, guys, everybody go home. This party is fucking done.
We got paid for an hour, dude.
I got nothing better to do.
They switched to like a sad song. Titanic.
The,
Oh no.
the little broom ambulance is there with its little magic spell candle lights going. The band's still playing. They're loading him up on it. Fly him off.
Terrible.
How do they do that?
I don't know.
Is 4-wheel a damn ambulance out there?
A broom stretcher.
Yeah.
Just 2 brooms with like a cloth in between them.
Oh, dude, that actually is genius.
Yeah,
That's probably
or-
exactly what they do.
You
Something
guys
like that.
are terrible. A boy has died.
We are building lore
Or do you
here.
think they just grab him and then apparate? Like, oh, you can't apparate in Hogwarts. So
No, you. I would imagine that you would.
The broom stretcher.
The broom stretcher has to be the
It's
broom
the logical
stretcher.
conclusion.
Silence. It's the broom stretcher.
What's the
Fly that
levitation?
bad
What's
boy
the
around.
levitation
Be
spell?
quiet, you piece of shit.
What's the levitation spell?
Leviosa?
Yeah, they just Leviosa them up. And
Wingardium Leviosa.
You think they did that instead of broom stretchers? Get out, dude.
They're like, what if we drop him? And they're like, it doesn't matter.
Fucking broom stretchers in this beach.
It doesn't matter. He's dead. What's he gonna do? Die again? No. Get him to the infirmary. Let's go.
Hits
For
the
morgue.
ground.
Or the morgue.
Give him to the morgue. Don't waste an infirmary bed.
Bring him to Filch's dungeon. He'll be fine there.
Oh my
They
God.
drop him and it knocks him back to life.
I'm back.
Oh, what the fuck was that? Then they like freak out and kill him just to, like,
Zombie!
don't tell anybody about this.
It's like, oh my god, I'm alive, and then Filch accidentally fires the cannon at him.
They fire him out of the cannon. That's how they get
Oh,
back.
God.
They put a little helmet on him, even though he's dead.
I'm fucking done.
Okay,
I'm
too
done.
far.
I'm done. Too far.
All right, so Mad-Eye Moody takes Harry back into his office where he interrogates him about the Dark Lord. He's like, what did he look like? What did he smell like? And he's like, I don't remember, dude. He's like, you must have known so much about him and smelled him so deep when you were in that graveyard. And then Harry's like, wait a second. Did you lick him? Bro, I didn't say shit about a graveyard. And then Mad-Eye Moody's like, fuck. It would appear that I'm caught.
Yeah.
Just gives
I like
up
how he
right
starts
there.
out. I like how he starts out by imitating Hagrid. He's like, "Dragons, marvelous creatures, aren't they?" And I was like, "Dick move." Hagrid's
Yeah.
a nice guy. But yeah, he basically goes through and tells him how he helped him with each thing.
Put his name in the goblet and then basically helped him with each task because he needed to get him to the graveyard.
Mhm.
That's revealed to be the reason. But as he goes to try and kill Harry, of course, Dumbledore, Snape, and Minerva and McGonagall all bust in.
Surprise, bitch!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker!
All rise, motherfucker!
Rude eyes, motherfucker.
Oh no! That's the one I hate the
That's
most.
the one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Anyway, oh really?
Excuse you.
Oh really, Cassidy? Anyway, yeah, they're basically just like, hey, what's going on here? They dump the truth serum into his mouth, and they're like, "Hey, are you Mad-Eye Moody?"
That
He's
was a
like,
pretty hardcore gangster scene.
I love
they
that
they
scene.
bust in there like, grab
love
his
that-
ass! Fucking get
Get this mother-
I like how Snape,
No,
Snape
their
says
lungs
one
turn
drop,
sideways.
one drop, and like the Dark Lord would spill his darkest secrets. They dumped the whole fucking thing down his throat. Dude.
Send it!
Yeah, full set.
full send, bro. And he's like, no, I'm not Mad-Eye Moody. He's like, is he in this room? And he like looks over at the chest. They open up the chest, and of course, down at the bottom, it's kind of like the tent illusion again.
It's like 20 feet deep.
Way down at the bottom, Alistair Moody. Is it Alistair, right? Something like that.
It's Alistair Moody.
He's sitting down there, stripped of his clothing and his eye. And yeah, that's it.
It's funny too because we knew there was something in there because in the beginning, the first time Harry ever goes to his room,
You can hear him yelling.
It vibrates and everything. Yeah.
Yep, something was in there. So basically, that's who was making Polyjuice Potion. Was Barty Crouch Jr. when he starts.
Yeah, because he was walking around the room in the beginning, like grabbing every flask he could and couldn't get any more. And then he started changing.
Yep. So it wears off, and it is Barty Crouch Jr. who is taken back to
Yeah. Who
Azkaban.
immediately, when he's back to his normal self, does this. Immediately.
Can't help it.
It's the first thing he does. He doesn't even say anything. First thing.
He's a gecko.
He's a fucking gecko.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so after this, Dumbledore's talking to the students, and he's basically like, hey, they would have me lie to you, but I don't feel like you deserve that. I feel like it would tarnish Cedric Diggory's memory if I were to just only lie to you. He was killed by Voldemort, and he's back. So, don't be a bunch of bitches about it. Be cool. We'll figure this shit out.
Don't do
That's
crack
a
and
quote.
watch your back.
Now, this is a quote, mind you. He also explains back to Harry why, because Harry's obviously wondering why he saw souls of his parents and stuff, and he's like, hey, prior incontentum is what it's called when two wands of the same core clash. Sometimes the souls of the whatever older wand or whatever it is can be expelled for a short moment, but
Where do they go after that?
everybody leaves.
Back into the wand.
Yeah,
Well, I thought you
they
were about
go
the
back
souls.
in it.
The souls.
Okay, they go back into the wand.
They go back into the wand, probably.
Oh.
I guess, or they're just released. I guess I don't know.
It could be.
If they're released from the wand and then they just like I don't know, move on.
Don't they
No, they got released from the wand and then they jumped Voldemort. I don't know how
They
to
all
do
just
that,
start beating the shit out of him when they get
I mean,
out.
they kind of just
Avada
Ghost at him.
Avada these hands, dude. Poof, 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 poof. Yeah, basically all the schools bid farewell now. They go off the sweet Pirates of the Caribbean ship that Norwegians have not Norwegians, but Bulgarians have as it goes underwater.
I'm gonna call some bullshit right
Dave
here because
Jones
Dave
last
Jones.
it's called the Black Lake, not the Black Ocean. Where the are they going?
Yeah, they're just in a lake
Yeah, they're in a lake, dude.
for a year,
Magic, dude.
and they
Portal.
don't.
Magic.
There's a portal.
There's
now.
gotta be something. Dude.
They're
Port key.
they're in the
The
lake
whole
for
lake.
a,
The whole lake is a port key.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
They're in it for a year, and they
port
don't
key
want to
full of
admit they're
fish
wrong,
pussy.
so they just literally stay in the lake for a whole year.
Maybe the whole lake is like Hermione's purse in the seventh one.
Oh, that's a
Trippy.
Oh yeah.
She's got a big old purse.
I remember that she like dived shoulder deep into it, and I was like, "Get in there, girl." Continue.
Well, that's essentially the end.
That is the end, yeah.
All of the ships go away. We bid farewell and fade out, man.
There's no after credits out.
There's only one movie that has one. It's the second one.
Yeah.
And it's not consequential or anything. So.
No, it's just funny.
And that is Harry Potter and the Death of My Boy. What are your closing thoughts, my guys and
My
girls?
boy.
My boys.
Boy.
It's one of my favorite ones for sure.
Yeah?
Tournament, fish pussy, my boy. Best of the seven.
Yes.
I got some fun facts for you, though, if you want to hear some.
Yes.
So Victor Crumb, what is it? Stanislav Yemensky is his name. He
Fuck,
only has
that's-
2 lines, which total about 20 words in this entire movie.
One of them is this tent is reserved for champions and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
And your guess is as good as mine on the other
Yeah.
one. I don't know.
I can't think of any. I don't think he says anything else.
Secretly.
He I mean, he does a good old fist bump in the beginning during the World Cup, but other than that, he doesn't really say anything.
Number 2 in the books, Parvati of Gryffindor has an identical twin, Padma of Ravenclaw, to illustrate the unpredictability of the Sorting Hat. In the movies, however, they are both portrayed in Gryffindor, and they are played by actresses that are not related. So,
Why?
How dare they?
I don't know.
That would not affect the budget at all. Why?
I don't
You should
know.
be a director.
You couldn't find twins.
Couldn't find Indian twins, apparently. I don't...
Wait, the two twins?
Yeah,
Weren't related?
from the dance. They're not related.
They're
They're
not
not
related?
even sisters.
Hey, well,
They are
worked then.
identical, dude.
Yeah, they're not twins. They're
Okay,
not
well, in that
related.
case, I see why they did it, because those chicks look identical, dude.
Yeah, good job to them then.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Hey, so I know you got me in this movie. I have a doppelganger I just heard about. Should we get her too? Like, apparently that's how they
It's
went about
funny you
this.
should say that. The book, they're twins. So yeah, call her up.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were Asian and it's like, dude, alright, we found a guy that looks just like you, if you can believe that. We can have a twin for you.
But why have them both in Gryffindor? Why change that?
Yeah, I don't get why.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Lazy.
Well, because one of them is in Ravenclaw in the 6th one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lazy.
Maybe they changed it back, but yeah, no, I mean, Ravenclaw gets no love in these movies until Luna Lovegood comes into the...
Oh, I love her.
So, and that's like 5, isn't it? 5 or 6?
Yeah. Or Order of the Phoenix.
Yep, that's 5. Yeah, that's
Oh,
5.
dude, I'm so
So we
excited.
get to see the Thestrals.
So excited. She's like my favorite.
She's like
my
my favorite.
Number 3, this is the first Harry Potter movie not to show the Dursleys. They were featured in the book in the beginning, where they were visited by the Weasleys, who came to pick up Harry for the World Cup. But that was omitted from the movie because the actors that portrayed the Dursleys demanded more money, so they were cut. This is why Harry is just shown spending the night at the Imagine
just being in the beginning of every movie and being terrible people that everyone hates and demanding more money. That sounds ridiculous.
Sounds like The Gig.
Yeah.
That's the one.
1 day of acting, and I want more money for it.
All right, so number 4, picture this. Henry Cavill auditioned for the role of Cedric Diggory.
What?
At this time, he would have been perfect.
Yeah?
Because have you ever seen the movie The Count of Monte Cristo?
No.
So he's the Count's son in The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
And he looks good.
How different would this movie have been, you think? How different would Henry Cavill's career be if he would have been in Harry Potter?
Mikhail, pull up
I mean, he's
Henry
always been a
Cavill in
nerd,
The Count of Monte
so-
Cristo and
Yeah.
tell me he would have made a great Cedric Diggory.
I mean, would he have, if he would have been in Harry Potter, or you think he would have gotten Superman? Or
I don't know, but
I don't know. It's a butterfly effect.
he changed a lot because he went from looking
Do
like
you think?
a cute little dude to giant dude.
So, like, this is like a join me.
So I can see your face
What?
already.
He would have made a
I
really
can see your
good,
face. Yeah, show him.
He would have made a really good Cedric Diggory.
Oh, wow.
That's back when he was little, dude. He was a good looking little dude.
So ponder the
It's like
question
a
would
little
be what
European
if,
guy.
What
if Henry Cavill gets the role of Cedric Diggory, is what's his name? Robert Pattinson, is he now overlooked for Edward? Does Henry Cavill now get first
No.
rights to Edward?
No, they're still gonna ruin his career with Twilight.
He looks like a video game character.
Dude, right?
Like-
I forgot he's done all these roles like recently, and I rewatched The Count of Monte Cristo a couple months ago, and I was like, that's fucking Henry Cavill, dude. How did I not know that when I first watched it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Him and Jim Caviezel.
Caviezel.
Number 5. This is the only movie in the Harry Potter series in which Hermione doesn't cast a single spell.
Wow.
Not a one.
Sure runs her mouth though.
I would say she is
Oh.
fucking fires that mouth constantly.
I say it's.
Damn.
She probably can't cast any spells because it's full of crumb, dude.
Oh,
It's all crusted over with crumbs.
Oh, dude, you can barely open it. Ooh, my jaw hurts. I don't want to.
Gross. You don't anymore.
I don't want to cast any spells. I have a sore jaw and a bruised tongue. I need to stop.
You do.
This was the theatrical debut of Robert Pattinson. Period. He's done nothing before this.
Huh.
Which is what leads me to believe that if Henry Cavill got that role, we don't get Robert Pattinson in Twilight.
Twilight effect.
How did... Okay,
Or hear me out. He does that, and then Henry Cavill ends up being Edward.
That's what I'm.
That's what he just said.
No, I thought you meant like
It's like you're not even listening.
I thought you meant Robert Pattinson just didn't get the role. I didn't think you meant Henry Cavill got it.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, does Henry Cavill now go on to get Edward?
That'd be a real buff Edward.
My question is, who the fuck turned down Henry Cavill for that role?
Right?
Imagine J.K. Rowling. Has
Maybe
the
he
final
turned
say.
it down. Maybe he had another movie.
Oh, that could be. Well, he auditioned for it though,
Oh, yeah.
Man.
so you would think he would probably have the space. Yeah, no, I imagine J.K. Rowling probably has the final say.
Well, isn't Henry Cavill like a little bit British or something like that?
He is. He's totally British.
I could see that. I am upset with the casting.
Number 7. This is the only movie in which the polyjuice potion is shown to replicate the voice and speech patterns of a person. In the other movies where it's used, the person who took the potion retains their own voice.
Yeah, I was fucking thinking that because like when they were replicating Malfoy's little cronies,
Yeah,
Crab,
also their voices.
Crab and fucking Larry.
Also, we don't know what Mad Eye's voice originally sounded like, so
They mix
Well,
that
that's
shit
the thing though.
strong.
In 7, he shows up and it's the same.
it does. Well, yeah. It's also I think it's kind of weird that we get the same.
He
Mad
shows
Eye.
up in 5
And in
too.
and in the flashback too of this movie, he has the same voice.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
He shows up in 5.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
in the
forgot
order.
about
He's in
that.
the order of things.
Oh, okay, I was like,
It's just weird to me that like I can't differentiate Barty Crouch Jr. and real dude because they
Yeah.
act the same too.
yeah.
Right.
Like they sat like
It, like,
the
turns
character's
you
similar.
into
It's,
that.
it's not like you got Barty Crouch Jr. playing him. It's like he's just playing him
Is
the whole
him.
time. Yeah.
Fair enough. Number 8, Voldemort identifies 3 other Death Eaters: Crabbe, Goyle, and McNair. Crabbe and Goyle are, of course, the parents of the students who follow Draco Malfoy around. Crabbe and Goyle.
Oh.
And McNair was the executioner who would have cut Buckbeak's head off in the last movie.
That guy looked really haggard.
Yeah.
He's a real skinny dude.
And then last one I got here, using the basilisk puppet from the second movie, the crew was able to construct a full-sized dragon that could even blow real fire. This dragon was used for the shots when the dragons were in their cages. So
That's cool. So
Interesting.
those,
way to reuse the basket.
I thought those looked pretty real.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's probably where they saved on the budget.
All right, guys, we got to recycle everything for this
Yeah.
next movie.
I mean, yeah, if we only have 150 mil,
Right.
we gotta recycle everything. Oh, brother. All right, guys. What do you think about bad guys? So in this one, we got probably just Voldemort and Peter Pettigrew.
Well, you got Voldemort and technically Mad Eye Moody.
So Baby Voldemort and the Meat Sweats. Basically, it's like a band.
Voldemort and the Meat Sweat?
Voldemort and the Meat Sweats.
Well, hold on. Speaking of which, what was the name of the band that played at the Yule Ball?
Oh, the Freaky Sisters, right? Or the...
It was...
Yeah,
it
that was
something
weird.
Scary Sisters or
Yeah,
something
the
like
fucking music was really cringy.
It was
Yeah.
darky.
I was
Honestly.
laughing, dude.
And it
I was
dancing
like-
like an angry troll. And I was like, fucking what?
I was like, why does everything have to be like, just like, let's just cram a bunch of
Dude,
magic
we just
shit
get-
in there.
Like, these are 13, 14-year-old kids. Can we get, like, Sum 41 in here, dude?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
It starts out with this like beautiful like Cinderella looking dance, and all of a sudden like the beat drops, and you just see a rock band and a mosh pit starts. I was like,
Oh my god.
Shake that. Let me see what you
open up the gate, I just got a lot to say.
Ooh. I don't remember where we got our bad guys. Listed
the
at,
bad
but-
guys were objectives
Yeah.
rather than people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Obstructions.
Obstructions.
And Ron.
I know we get
Ron was the baddest bad guy.
He
in
ruined
the whole movie.
everything. Hermione even says it. Ron, you ruin everything.
Ron, I'll fuck you in a few years, but I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, I bet he can still taste chrome on her breath,
Oh
too.
my god.
All right, and that's been Philosophy Entertainment.
Victor needs more pineapple,
Yeah.
my guy.
He sure does.
Where's it fall in the rating?
All he eats is horse meat and steroids.
Oh.
Washes it down with milk. All right, guys.
Where does it fall on the list?
Let's go ahead
With
and
the
see
others.
where it falls on in the list. Number 1 right now, we have The Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 2, we have The Chamber of Secrets. And number 1, we have The Sorcerer's Stone. Tanner?
Number 1.
Number 1.
And then everything else in the same order after.
Well, you can't change the order or anything else.
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
We're locked in now, baby.
It's the best. Sorry, out of the 4.
Jordan?
It's probably tied with the last one before it.
If you want to...
Both for first.
Both for first.
So-
You want to go for now, and then he can think? Maybe we can...
This one, number 1. Absolutely.
Okay.
Number 1. And then, like, everything else in the order it was, like...
Yeah, I guess this is number 1, especially for the end.
Fair enough.
Got pretty spooky.
I'd agree. I agree that it's probably the better movie, so I'll say number 1 for sure. But I still, in my personal opinion, I think Prisoner of Azkaban is better. It's just it's got a better twist.
I like the
I think
concept.
they do the time way better, and it's
That's
more
what I
fun to
was
watch.
saying.
I think it's
Agreed.
weird. So I think this is kind of how it goes. It, like each movie in the first 4 gets better as it goes, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are all like going to be hard to judge.
Yeah,
But the first 4, I feel like they're pretty easy to judge.
yeah. I feel like we're gonna jumble around here a little bit now, but
things about to get weird.
to defend the Prisoner of Azkaban a little bit more, all of the characters, even including Snape, Snape, Dumbledore, and Lupin, all of this, there's much more likable. I feel like we get Snape for about 7 minutes in
Well,
this
they
movie.
kind of cut to the chase like,
Yeah.
really fast.
They do. They cut a
Prisoner of
lot of-
Azkaban.
Yeah, they do, and they cut a lot of corners and stuff in this one too, without.
Just because how
Not-
big it was, the span of the
Right.
whole movie.
Also, this
They
was like
had
the
to
longest
cut-
of the books at this point.
Yeah, they had to cut some of the stuff, whether they liked it or not.
Right. And I just feel like the characters suffer a lot in this movie for that reason. Ron is my least favorite. We barely get anything out of Hermione. We barely get anything out of Snape. Dumbledore doesn't even have much of a role. As far as characters and stuff go, this is not as likable as the third one for me.
But the events are crazy balls.
The events are much cooler, obviously. But,
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of them, so.
And the
A whole
Voldemort
lot more
scene.
crumb too.
Really important Voldemort
Lots of
scene.
crumb. Lots of crumb
Lots of
shots.
crumb in this one.
Is that Voldemort scene probably the most important scene?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Up-
probably
Thus far,
Up
yeah.
until now, or even almost over all of them?
up until now for sure, I would say, and the most important. So, and probably like the coolest with the touching his forehead and stuff.
Ugh.
I can't wait till next week when we get to talk about the mind penetration scenes where Voldemort's like, he's like,
Don't want-
"Ah."
Don't want to.
Surprise, bitch!
Can't wait, dude. All right, guys. Well, that's the new rankings. Number 1, we have the Goblet of Fire. And number 2, we have Prisoner of Azkaban, then Chamber of Secrets, and last we have the Sorcerer's Stone. Thanks, guys, for coming in and talking about this. This has been a chunky little episode. It's been fun.
Gang, gang.
Tune in to the next episode when we talk about the Order of the Phoenix. We'll call it Harry Potter and the Death of Everything Serious.
Fucking done. Nope, I'm done. I'm done, dude. Nope, you fucked up, Kyle.
We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Nope.
Just fucking
Nope, I'm
ruined
done.
it.